It's spinning. It's spinning. I think we're live. We are live. 5 seconds in. So, Samurai Night
it says
Live.
live on my end.
Oh, there you go. Samurai Night Live. Live from Katana Land and wherever Alex is at. Probably ain't nobody in here yet. So, where's it? Okay, I ain't got nobody in here yet. It says 0. Oh, wham, 3 people. Bam, right off the bat.
Yeah, Glenn's in the other chat right now.
Tempest here. What's up, man?
What's
Samurai
up,
Night
Tempest?
Live. So where you at, Tempest? What's your sub count? I know Donnie B shouted you out today. That probably got you good. When he did that for me, I got like 60 subs. Donnie B is awesome. He'll lay it on him.
Oh, yeah.
Because I know he had, so I think just Scab shouting him out alone, he got like 40 or 60. So, what's up, CT?
Outlaw.
All right, folks, we got 2. Oh, now I got 2 people in here. Somebody hung up on me.
Oh, Tempest is over 1K.
Oh, right on. Well, that's what Donnie B said. He said, we're not going to get him to 1,000. Let's get him to like 200 or 300 over 1,000. So he's what, 26, 1026. Well, that's cool. You're in the $1,000. You're in the 1,000 sub club. Thing.
Right.
That's cool. That's cool. Start monetizing all them shorts, man. That's what that's all about.
Definitely.
He says the dude is a god. Dude, Donnie B. Yeah, Donnie B is cool, man. He can make it happen on the sub count for you. I know, like I said, he shouted me out a long time ago when I first got started, and I know I got like 30 subs within an hour or something crazy like that, and it ended up being like 50 or 60 subs, I want to say.
Oh yeah, he's got a big following.
Yeah. Well, I mean, back then, I guess when I got started, he only had like 6,000 or 8,000.
Yeah.
Now it was in the single digits. It was in the single digits. So now he's up to like 30 something or 40, or I don't even know where he's at. Scab jumped way out of the boat too, man. I remember he had less than I did at one point. He was mad at me. Right. I had the viral video and everything. So but yeah, he's way beyond that now. He's like 30 something thousand, 40,000 now, I think. So.
Oh yeah.
CT says, hey, if you have you have work to register, then tell me you've had a draw that's 1,000 over because I did a day and don't know how it happened. I've never done that. I worked register and I've never been 1,000 over. My stepmom would have beat my ass. She'd probably gave me a raise, but probably she'd have done. She'd have pocketed the money. I have no idea, CT. I don't know. This really is not a register.
I've never worked one really.
Swords I can talk about. I can't talk about my lifestyle working at the gas station. All right, so
my hands. So,
oh wait a minute, I got two private chats. I wonder if
that's me and Glenn.
Okay, all right.
Glenn. Glenn's in there.
Oh, all right. Well, can he comment on here?
Yeah, if he goes on to YouTube, he can comment in the live chat.
Oh, so he might have to do it from his phone. Then he can't do it from the studio. I just told him to keep the studio on. It'd be easier. Then I can just click him in when we're ready.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be telling everybody our secrets. What am I doing? Sitting there telling how behind the scenes how it works. All right. CT says I'm at 130. Was it 139? Get my eyes blurry. My eyes not working. 139 subs myself. I'll tell you what, Donnie B shouts you out. You'll get about 60 that day.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so Glenn's here. All right.
Yeah.
And that's Glenn, by the way, Half-Breed Samurai. See, I don't like saying it. I feel bad.
Half-Breed Samurai?
Half-Breed Samurai. I feel like I'm on the cast of Blazing Saddles. I feel like I'm on the cast of Blazing Saddles where they didn't want to use all them N-words all the time, but they had to anyway.
Yeah.
All right, I'm getting off topic here, so.
Yeah.
It's easy to type on my phone. Yeah, that's what I figured. I didn't know if you could do it from the studio or not. I thought so, but I guess not. So.
Yeah, Joe said he's going to try and pop in.
Yeah, I see his comment there. He said he had
Yeah.
to work, so he must be working late. And I know he does every once in a while.
I think he does night gigs sometimes too. You know, people hire him. I'm
He
not sure.
does. He does like all around the clock, I think. I mean, because I don't even know what he does anymore. I know he used to do a
Man
bunch of
doesn't
weddings
sleep.
and stuff. What's that?
Man doesn't sleep.
No, he not much anyway. Not from what I've seen. He's working. If he ain't working, then he's on late on YouTube. Glenn says it's legit. I'm half Japanese. Well, I know it's legit for you.
Just
But
not
it's
for any of
derogatory.
us.
Right, it's racist if I say it. Oh man, too funny. All right, so I'll go first on this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show. I'm not sure what you wanted, so I kind of pulled out one of my real first swords where I don't know how to describe it. So my first good sword was that green Dragon Ball Hayu, but I got it tore down because I'm remounting it. So that kind of forfeits that one. But
You can grab any one you want.
well, it was that one I used more, but this is the nice one that I had. You know, at the time I only had three. I had that green Dragon Ball High. You had a Ronin 1045, which I didn't like using after I got it. It was just too weak. And then I had this Jakku. So I mean, this was actually my first really what I would call my the best sword that I had at the time. You know, it was really well made. It was inexpensive as hell. It's still going for like $199. But I mean, it's got the Hishigami paper and the Ito. This stuff hasn't moved.
That's
So
nice.
what? I just had this for a couple of years, and I've used it a lot, and it's really not shown any wear at all on it. I mean, the Ito doesn't move, the knot doesn't move, nothing's moved on. The Suba got loose, and I put that deal with the rubber seppo.
Yeah.
I did that in there. It's been fine. I've had to tighten up the saya maybe twice, you know, with the old Gorilla Glue trick up here and
Yeah.
file it back down. I mean, it's nice and tight, so it's snug. But, and well, let me pull the blade. I don't know if I can get a good shot on the blade, but I mean, I've used the hell out of it.
Yeah, you
Look
can
at
see
that.
it's been used.
Yeah, you can see scratches right there. But
Yeah.
I mean, just the polish on it's just beautiful, man. I love that.
It's a nice Amon too.
Yeah. Now I haven't put lemon juice on this or anything. I mean, it came just like this.
That's a good tempering job right there.
It's just
And
some
polishing.
scratches up there.
Oh yeah.
Most of
I mean,
that,
that's the thing. You know, they're going to get scratches.
Well, I haven't really used it on bottles too much. That's probably from bottles because bamboo at the right size and with the right steel really doesn't scratch your sword too much.
Yeah, because it's going to make that nice clean cut real fast.
It hits that edge and then pops it away. So it doesn't really
Yeah.
scratch on your sword like a bottle. You got to go all the way through it. Well, bamboo doesn't quite work that way.
Yeah,
It's
because
small in
plastic is
diameter.
abrasive.
Well, right. Well,
Really
the bottle's bigger round too.
Oh yeah.
You're hitting more surface. There's more surface contact, I guess I should say. Oh, Eric Hussein in the house. What's up, man?
What's up, Eric?
I'm wondering because I haven't got into a lot of John from RBA Katana. All right, what's up, man? Anybody want to buy a sword? There's your man right there. If you're in the market, that's who you need to talk to. Guy owns his own shop. That's RBA Katana. There you go.
Right, we need more shops like that around.
I'm telling you, I'd like to have one here in St. Louis. That'd be cool. I mean, John ain't too far away from me. I think he's in Virginia. That's like, and I want to say that's like 8 or 10 hours from me. It'd be worth it.
That's
But I got, well, what's that?
That's a week for me.
What?
To go to his store. It would take a week.
Wow. What are you walking?
That's driving.
From California?
Yeah.
Why is that? Why did it take you so long to get through the mountains?
Well, if I drove from here to Virginia,
Well, yeah, I guess I'm thinking, see, I'm a truck driver's son. So I'm thinking you just drive straight through. And I forgot normal people don't do that.
I've done that. I've drove for over 24 hours straight from Washington State to California.
Yeah,
I won't do that again.
I'm with you. I don't blame you. I hear that. But I don't know if I'm sure Eric Hussein has a JQ or two, I would believe. But
Most
yeah, man,
people
like I
do.
said, I would think. I mean, it's one of the first. I mean, I ordered this before I got my Bow Highview, but it came in the mail quicker than this one because they were making this one. So, but I mean, I have no complaints, man. And it's held up the best out of all my swords, other than Super Rattle and the side coming loose. And that's just regular old wear. I mean, the side don't rattle. Everything's tight. Everything fits good. Shears never came loose. The Itos never came loose. I mean, it's tight as I can't move it. Maybe a tenth of a millimeter.
That's what I heard about JQ. Those, which is nice. They use the Hishigami papers just standard on most of their stuff. You don't have to ask.
No, most of their custom models off in stock have it. I was shocked. And I didn't think I would like it because in the pictures you can see it where they put it at. It kind of bumps the Ito out. I didn't know if I liked that too much, but it's definitely worth it because it doesn't move. It's totally.
Well, you're supposed to also, when you put the papers in, you're supposed to tap it down.
Right. Well, yeah, I'm sure they do it the right way. I mean, I know they do it the right way because I got 3 JQs. I ordered this one. The day I got it, I ordered 2 more.
Oh wow!
That's how much I like this one. I took it out in the backyard at Katana Land. I just love it, man. That thing swung so nice. I mean, it's a heavy cutter. It's a little heavy. I want to say it's like 2.8 pounds or something, which would be like 2 pounds, 12 or 14 ounces. So it's a little on the heavy side. Point of bounce about 4.5 inches. So that's kind of eking up there, but it's not. It's pretty well balanced. It's 11-inch handle though, so that kind of makes.
That's good. That's like my sweet spot.
Yeah. Well, see, I thought I liked bigger handle like that, but I like smaller. I just prefer smaller now. I think that suits me better. 10.5, even 10-inch.
Well, if you go off your forearm, from your elbow to your wrist, measure that,
right,
and that'll be your sweet spot.
Oh, that's the trick, huh? Well, see, with my wrist, I don't know if it changed because of that. Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I don't know, because I still like it. I still use it, but I think I do better with a smaller handle. I think it's just easier for me.
It could be.
I'm missing up a bunch of stuff here.
Air Power's in. What's up, Air Power? What's up, Roy?
Eric just saying hi to. Okay. What's up, Roy? KOA doesn't have a showroom. Yeah, I was just going to mention that because that's where I was going to say Cult of Athena is only like 5 hours away from me, but they don't have a showroom like John does. So, I mean, I could go to RVA. I'm sure John would let me cut right there in the shop. So that's cool. Go try out the sword before you buy it. That'd be awesome. I don't know. I don't want to speak out of turn, but
don't put something out there.
What's that?
I said, don't put something out there that isn't, Everyone go Wolves.
Oh, right. I kind of was hoping. we can use katanas all day where John works. No, maybe I'll take that back. It came out wrong. He says yes, I would. For me, I don't know about you guys. He says, "Well, I wouldn't let you cut with a new sword." Well, that's completely understandable.
That's fair enough, though.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to mess up the polish for sure. Maybe a pool noodle. That's what I was going to ask. Eric, does pool noodle scratch your sword? I'm sure it does after a while, but I mean, could you, like a rough estimate on a new sword, does it show up right away? Because I didn't even notice on mine because I was cutting bottles and bamboo and everything, so I didn't bother to say, hey, this sword I'm just using for pool noodles. So I'm just kind of curious. So I'm sure I would think there's some kind of marking going on there at one point or another, right?
Especially if you use the same one over and over.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If you use the same sword, how long is that roughly guesstimation of that? How long that would take? He's not answering. RVA says they're like new cars. Once you drive them off the lot, they lost half their value. I completely agree. I would think so.
Exactly.
CT, we always have Katana Land. Well, that's for sure. Glenn says, "Does it really?" I guess he's talking to John.
Yeah, Eric
I'm
says
sure it does,
sometimes some
man.
noodles will leave micro scratches.
Okay, well, that's what I was wondering. How I'm sure there's some kind of had to have been some kind of abrasive mark left afterwards because there's contact.
It would have to, because like I said, plastic. That's even a form of plastic. It's abrasive.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's styrofoam.
The only difference is it's not like a bottle, like
right.
this, where it's going to be
right.
really, because it's a lot harder.
Yeah, it's brittle. It's going to be pointy and jagged and and really messy.
Legion Tactical, how's it going?
What's up, Grugs? CT says you can repolish a sword, but you cannot undrive a car. Well, that is true. John says polish a sword removes metal. Yeah, yes, it does. That blue magic will do that too.
Yeah, really
I like it
microscopically.
Right. I mean, I like it for that reason, but you got to be careful. You can take what you can really hurt a good polish. I wouldn't use it on no Nihonto or anything like that. So, if that gives you any gauge, but on a $200 Jakku, man, it does a miracle job for it.
I use it.
Yeah. Like so, I mean, unless I got something antiquish, I wouldn't even I wouldn't worry about it. Everything else, even the Skyjura, I would have no problem. A Holloway, I don't know. Depending on the polish jobs, still, I think I would use it. I mean, because it doesn't take much. So as long as you don't use much, you're not going to take off a lot of metal.
Oh, no. And I either use that or my flints polishing.
Flints. Oh.
Yeah. It's another
Never heard of that.
polishing.
Is it metal?
It does a
metal
pretty
polish?
good job.
Now, is it a specific metal polish or?
Yeah, you get a automotive store.
So it's like basically for aluminum rims or something, or automotive.
Yeah, you could do rims, you could do bumpers with it.
Right.
All kinds of stuff.
Huh. Okay, then. There you go. CT says, I leave the scratches and love the memories. That's what I'm saying. They're like war marks. I mean, unless I don't know. I can't say that because I usually polish the hell out of them and get rid of them. Just because I like using the blue magic. That's me.
And some of them does leave a characteristic on the blade.
Yeah. I mean, after a while, like I said, I use blue magic on this Jakku, and you've seen scratches on it. I mean, after a while, you just can't.
You
just can't keep up with it and use it all the time, then maybe. But you can get rid of them with that stuff. It will go down to that level. I could clean that sword up with blue magic. I've done it. It takes long. It takes a long time, and your arm gets real tired. But I mean, it'll look brand new when it's done.
Now, doing it by stone, using stones to polish.
Right.
I mean, I've done that to a very inexpensive Wakizashi, and it takes a numerous amount of time.
Forever. And
patience, and you can't put a lot.
Yeah, it's very. I know. I tried it. I didn't have the patience. I'm like, nope. I'm buying a work sharp.
But now that I have those Kuramakus, man, those things are nice.
What's that?
They're a sharpening stone. They're called Kuramakus from Shapton. They have them made in Japan. Man, 1,000 grit, it'll sharpen your sword quick as hell. And that's basically
I've seen videos. Right. I've seen videos and they got big, huge, just 2-foot round stones, and they're whoop, whoop. Now, I could probably swing with that. That would be all right, but I'm using a 6x9 or whatever. And
it's an art.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
It truly is an art in itself.
I'm behind the comments here. John, first time I've gotten serotonin from a new sword in a long time. Okay, did I miss something? Who got a nice sword here? Let me go back to Eric. My question for Eric. He says all depends on the steel and noodles. Give me a few. I'll check my James Raw. Only noodles, never bottles. To see if I can see anything with my phone. All right. Well, yeah, that's what I want. A good example where nothing you never cut with it before. That would be an experiment, so to speak. John says you should see 400-year-old sword I have in my lap. Well, okay. Well, now hold on. We got plans now. Tonight we got a script, so if you want to hold on, we can make that happen, but just not right at the moment.
Right?
You caught me off guard with that one, John. Half-breed says, "Hey, please show us." Now hold on. You're coming on here in a few years. Everybody chill out. I got a plan on this show.
We're not just winging it.
Everybody wants to freelance. We got a plan on this one. Oh, so it's okay. So that's where first time he got serotonin from. I would too, from $400 or 400-year-old sword. He says Eric would love the deep story. Ooh, so would I. I like deep story.
Deep swords are nice. They help a lot with the cut.
I like 400 years old. I like to see the tang on that. That'd be cool. Signature stuff.
And then they would mark too for real Nahontos how many bodies it would cut through depending on the time period.
Right. So, well, RVA, you just keep making us more and more jealous, or am I the only one with the 400-year-old katana? RVA is laughs. I also got a sword that's at least 700-year-old this week. Good grief. It's been a new antique sword week for me. Now, here you were just the other week saying you didn't do it very often. Here you got all these swords from Miyamoto Musashi and everything else. Half-breed says, "Hey, Bird, John is a 40-year-old." So, yes, I'm on it. But we got plans here, Glenn. CT, stop flexing on us. Sorry, we get it okay. You're the Nihonto Lord over here. Yes, he is. He seems to be. Yeah. I don't even know if Jensen's come across some stuff like that. I know he has, but nothing so many at one time, I'm sure. I'm sure he didn't have 4 antique Nihontos sitting in his lap at one time. Okay, I'm way behind on comments here. Use 1,000 grit wet paper. Don't use stones anymore. I have better luck with the paper myself rather than stones.
I love using stones. Sharpen.
Work sharp.
I have mixed feelings using a belt grinder to sharpen.
I mean,
because I work with steel every day.
Well, that's what Tempest was saying. Work sharp can take off a lot in a short time. We was never sure about those. I like it, but it does take a little bit of. You want to learn first before you just go doing something.
Well,
you want to experiment the blade.
When you get a new sword,
right?
Measure the width of the blade. Then after, let's say a few months of using the work sharp on it, measure it again. You'll see how much it took off, how much the blade actually shrank.
Well, now see, there's a trick. The way I do it, I'm not taking the edge off. I'm actually adding more steel from the back of it, because I grind the whole thing. Same as doing it with a stone wood. And I'll slow that thing down as slow as it'll go and just hit that whole blade. I try not to put a secondary bevel on my blades. I like to do them as factory as I can, so.
You still got to remove some material.
Well, yeah, but it's not as bad. I mean, it's almost like you're taking it from the back and moving it to the front when you do it like that. On a molecular level, Of course, I'm talking scientific crap. Just because I'm behind on comments.
Right.
CTs, I like big swords and I cannot lie. Well, there you go. John, Addicted Blades, what's up, man? Seen your box of Maurice. Holy good goobly woobly. He got a box with 95 knives in it.
Yeah, I haven't seen that yet.
Yeah, I think it was Maurice. Is it the Maurice we all know? Ain't that? He's got his own channel now, but he's always been in the community. I forget what he used to go by. It was Maurice something. I know he's got his own channel now. All right, I'm skipping through comments because they're way behind here.
Yeah. So I'm going to bring up mine.
All right.
My oldest. This is actually my oldest katana.
Yeah, this is what I'm interested in. Right on.
Had my wife go get it. And that's it right there.
Now, what is
my Musashi Last Samurai. It's through 1060.
No, so this is a replica from the movie, right?
This is supposed to be their version of it, from The Last Samurai.
Of whose sword was that in the movie?
I think in the movie, Tom Cruise uses 2 different types of swords.
Okay.
He has Itachi and then the Uchi Katana for training. I
Right.
think this is supposed to be based off the Uchi Katana. This is not the Itachi version.
I've seen the movie, but I only seen it once. So I don't really remember. Yeah. I want to say he got a sword. Didn't he? The gal that took care of him, didn't he kill her husband or something?
Yeah.
And
that's why he made him live in her home.
Right. Well, did he get his sword or his armor or something?
Yeah, he did.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. I know I get confused. I've been watching a lot of old samurai movies now, so they're all just kind of jumbled together, and I don't know
right.
I don't even know the premise to any of them anymore because I watch so many of them, and they're all bad.
This was their version, basically. And it's
right.
Kanji on the other side.
Cool.
And at the time when that movie first came out, they did a 1060 version.
Right.
Which was almost $300. They don't make this version no more in 1060.
So that's like Ronin Dojo Pro quality there. You're talking 1060 for $300.
Yeah. Now it's only in this style.
Right.
It's only in 1045 from them. That's it.
Yeah, I can't complain about 1060, man. If it's done right and a big old blade, it can do some damage, man. Them dojo plates ain't no joke, man.
1060 is a good material if you're just starting out.
Yeah.
Because it's very forgiving.
Yeah. And it holds an edge like, really good, really well. Differentially hardened, of course.
And this thing is, I want to say now, 12 years old.
Wow. Nice.
And the only thing wrong with it, I don't know if you can hear that. Let me see here. Is the Seppa's moving.
Seppa's moving? You need one of my patented little rubber Seppas.
Yep. The Seppa barely wiggles back and forth. But this thing, like I said, this is over 12 years old.
Wow.
Just about.
It
feels good. It's just a cotton wrap. It's got real Samigawa. But it feels good in the hands. I mean, it's an amazing sword. Does it really is.
It got the Hishigami paper in it? Is it just folded?
No Hishigami papers in this.
It's folded. Well, that's nice that it's held up that long.
Yeah.
Now, who made that?
This is from Musashi.
Musashi.
And Musashi, they do a good job.
Well, I mean, for $300, you want something that's going to last, and apparently that has. So there you go.
My wife was lucky; it was on sale, so it wasn't the full price.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
I think they knocked it down to I want to say probably $260, $250 for it.
Right on.
Mr.
Gerb's in the house. What's up, Gerbs?
Hey, Gerbs, what's up? So this is like a precious item of mine. I don't cut too much with it anymore because you can't even get this version in 1060.
Yeah, I would kind of treasure that a little bit. I mean, I do. Hopefully I'll run across a model that they don't make anymore of something I already have. That would be really cool. I would say, nope, I'm putting this in a box. And there'll never be any more of them. So.
Oh yeah. And that was my first fully functional.
Right.
Katana. And she got that for me for our anniversary.
Well, that's cool. See, now I wish I had tore apart that Bohaiyu, man, because I can really speak highly of it because I put it through some paces. I mean, it's more scratched up, but I've done more.
You can always show the blade.
Yeah, I guess it could.
Yeah.
See, I got it all tore down. It gets in focus. But I like that green. I mean, it was really well done, man. I couldn't find not too many green swords. I mean, the Ito was dark. It was black, so actually it was the double Ito. It had gold vinyl and black cotton or black silk.
Yeah, I think I saw that one. You've done a review on it, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you can tell that's been used.
Yeah, it's got its war marks on it.
Yeah.
And I haven't bothered to clean these off. I mean, I polished the sword, but I wasn't worried about getting the scratches off because those are war marks. To me, this was the sword that I learned how to cut with. It wasn't my first, but it was the sword that I learned the most with.
That's the thing. People just think, you just pick a sword and you just start swinging it around.
No, I mean,
it's not that easy.
No, that was actually my third sword. So the first one I got was a Crapper 1060. The second one I got was that Ronin 1045. It was great for bottles and small tatami mats, but that was about it. Bamboo wasn't cutting it. And then I got that Bohaiu and I started cutting bamboo. I was like, yeah, this is what Katana Land's all about right here. You know.
And I'm in. You're the reason why I got my Bohaiu.
Right on.
You know.
Well, I hope it's treated you well.
I was like, well, Bird's got a bunch of them. It seemed like a good sword, and I've had that for almost a year now. The one that I have. Nothing's come loose on it at all.
No, I mean they're
not even the Ito.
Right.
Has gotten loose on that thing.
Nice. That's real nice. I think I had a couple and I got a bunch of parts from them. The one I do have that I really treasure, and holy shit. I got to do a review on this one because I only did a half-assed review on this sword. And since I got it, I've changed the saya and put that snakeskin saya that I got.
Yeah.
But this is a T10 with suede Ito. It's tight as hell, man. Well, I mean, I can move it a little bit, but it's never come undone. I've used this sword a lot. I got this about the same time as I got that Jakku, and I could put it in the same classification. This is a sword that I treasure. This was like $238, I think, is what they still got it for. And it's got the gilded brass. It looks like gold and silver.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll pick it up on the.
Oh yeah, I can see it.
Yeah, I mean it's nice, really well built. Nothing's ever came loose on the sword. The saya fit just fine. I just changed it.
Oh yeah,
I mean that well, but
I can see that Hamon on there.
Got a bohi in it.
Oh yeah,
and it's nice. They didn't have them for a while, but they are back on. This Bohaiu I would highly recommend. I have no doubt in my mind it is definitely worth the price. I mean, it's like their most expensive katana that they make. And like I said, it was only $238. So, but I just love it. It's just nice. That was the first one I got with the suede Ito. Man, I just fell in love with that shit.
I heard suede's nice.
It is. It's real nice to swing around. And it's got a real small handle. It's T10. It's hard. It's light. It's not top heavy at all. It's perfectly balanced for a heavy cutter. I mean, I can whip through bamboo like nothing. I learned a lot with that sword too, because the way it was made. It was a really light, heavy cutter. I mean, it was built to do damage, but I could swing it around like an Unakubi. It's just nice. Really well balanced.
That's the thing that plays so much of a factor when you, and this goes for even European swords or whatever, is the balance of it.
Yeah.
The balance plays such a big part.
Yes, it does. It makes it a lot.
I don't mind a little bit of top heaviness, but when it is just all top heavy, it's very hard to control those.
Yeah,
because it wants to just keep going. Well, that's a dangerous thing to have your sword doing, is just keep going. You know, when you want it to stop, you want it to stop.
Right.
And not feel like you're struggling with it to stop it.
Right. Yeah, you shouldn't have to fight with your sword. It should It should go with you. Where it goes, you go. Or where you go, it goes.
Exactly.
Whichever.
And funny enough, my second oldest is actually a Wakizashi.
Right.
This is about 2 years old. Now, it's not a perfect one.
Right.
It's got phony leather. The Minukis started to get loose, so I had to glue them.
Right.
And the sai is not made of hardwood. So, I mean, like I said, it's not perfect, but it's like a black blade.
Yeah.
It's through hardened.
I had one like that.
Yeah. It's $10.95. You're paying for the blade.
I don't know what mine was. I don't know if it was $10.95 or not. It might have been different. But it had a black blade like that. It was a Wakizashi.
I have beat the hell out of this thing. And it has held up. I mean, and for $119, if you're a starter, it's a good little Wakizashi. You can beat the hell. I have cut thick bottles with this, and it's never rolled an edge.
I got one. I had one like that. It was from one sword. It had all black fittings, black blade, black imitation leather, Ito.
Yeah, it's got imitation Samigawa, and that's what they're doing. Is they're cutting a lot of corners,
right?
And you're
right.
paying for the blade.
But it's a stable sword. I mean, it definitely works.
Stable, very stable Wakizashi, and it will
I had one just like that. I think I ended up giving mine. I think I ended up giving mine in a giveaway. But I had it for a while and I used it. It was nice. Yeah. I mean, it was inexpensive and it held up.
Let me. And it's comfortable in the hands.
I want to get to what Eric says here. He says, "Cookies and cream, Amazon Bohai. You two influenced me to buy." I didn't influence you to buy that one, Eric. Influence had all kinds of issues. They hit and miss. Well, they're cheaper. Yeah, I mean, that was like $100 sword. I mean, and I've always said, I won't buy nothing from them that's under $200 or in that range. I think the cheapest one I bought from him was like $150, and I dreaded that. So I'm with you on that, Eric. But if you send it to me, I'll fix it for you if you want. Free of charge. You just pay for shipping. You send it to me. I'll fix everything that's wrong with it. I'll make it all nice and samurai birdified. That's the best I can do, buddy. I forgot what steel is that, Eric? I want to say that was T10, wasn't it? It'll answer me in 10 minutes. I'm probably way behind the chat.
Yeah, but so, I mean, that does a lot of T10 and 1060. They have a few 1060s, not a lot. A lot of it's T10 95.
They don't have a wide selection on their steel. They don't have a wide selection on anything, really, but it was kind of, for that price range, I would vote for them, because I've seen other stuff in that price range. It's really crap.
Oh yeah. That's the thing. If you're starting out,
right.
You want a good, durable blade.
Right.
It's a good option to go with.
The blades, I can't say nothing bad about their blades. I mean, that Green Dragon held up through all kinds of crap, and it was only $10.95. Yeah, I got that T10 from Bohai, and it was way tougher. I mean, it was right up there with that JQ, and I could chop the biggest bamboo I could find. So, it really worked out. So, yeah, I mean, I would go for their higher end stuff, and it's worth it. Is what I would say about Bohai. I wouldn't buy nothing inexpensive from them because it's just going to be like everybody else's. So there you have it. And I'm sure John would agree. I know he dealt with Bohai, so I'm sure he would probably say it nicer than we did. But T10, see, that's not a bad steel, and they make good T10. So, but T10 could have been good, but you can't fix it where the hamon is almost touching the edge in some spots.
Yeah.
No, I can't fix that. But mine ain't too far off. I've never had a problem with it. I cut bamboo with mine. So, I would trust it. I wouldn't worry about it. Me.
Yeah, that one could have been a fluke.
Yeah, like I said, they're not, it was like $100. So I think his was like $120 or something, Eric.
Mine was $136, and it's perfectly fine.
Like I said, the cheapest one I got from him was like $150. I bought others, but I gave them right away in giveaways, because they were inexpensive, and that's why. But I never tested it, so I don't even remember how they were. I think Joe got one, and it was
he got the 1060.
It was like $120 or something. So it wasn't too bad from what I remember. I don't think it was as bad as what Eric got. I think Eric got kind of shafted on his. It was really bad. I can fix it, Eric. Send it to me. I'll put on a new suit if I have to, man.
And like we were saying, 1060, it could do some damage.
Yeah. In the correct form and a heavier sword, yes. I can't knock the Ronin Dojo Pros, man. Them things will chop through a bus. They are pretty nice. So, where am I at, everyone? I'm thinking fluke. He said 129 is what he paid for it. Yikes. All right. Well, like I said, you want to send it to me, Eric? I'll fix it. I'll remount the whole handle for you if you want, dude.
What's up, Joe?
Put a bird handle on it. How's that? Oh, Joe's in the house. Sukamaki's invested. I'm telling you, Eric, just send it to me. Send me the blade. Send me the sword. I'll fix it. If I got to put a new handle on it, I can do that. It may take me a while because my arm's broke. What's up, Joe? How's it going, man? What's that?
do some double Ito wrap on it.
I can. I like it. I mean, I don't like the handle to be too big. I like mine to be a little bigger than normal, but I can make it really small and still double Ito it.
Yeah.
I don't think it makes it any weaker. I mean, it does make. I got to really sand on that hand on the wooden handle to get it down that low, to compensate for the thick double Ito. But I don't think it makes it any less stronger, in my opinion. I could be completely wrong.
It's mainly, I think, for looks.
Right. Well, I mean, as far as the strength of the wood, I mean, the less material I take off, you would think it'd be a little less, it'd be more likely to crack or something. So, but I don't think it matters at that level. I hope not. All mine are done already, so we'll see. Mine haven't broke yet. So
when you finally can.
Well, no, I've already used some of them that I've redone, so and they never broke on me, so it should be all right. Joe says, I heard 1060, gonna edit a short about 1060 steel when I get it. What are you getting, Joe? What's the surprise here? You getting 1060
when he gets in.
When he gets in. Oh, all right. Gonna edit a short video still. Well, what else? So yeah, what are you doing a video on? Some kind of 1060. But who knows with Joe? It could be a knife. It could be just got out of work. Mr. Jerv's happy to be going on. All right on. Joe talking to Jervs. CT talking to Jervs. All right. So we ain't got nothing else?
No, let's bring him in.
You want to bring F-Freed in?
Yeah.
You ready, Glenn? You want to do this? Give me a thumbs up, buddy. It's just thumbs up. All right. So, crowd, give it applause for Glenn Half-Breed Samurai. Now, he's a longtime viewer. I think he's watched me pretty much from the beginning of my stuff or shortly thereafter. So, but I always known him as Melissa. So, and that name never fit. I like Glenn a little better. So, without further ado, we will add Glenn to the scene. Hopefully, let's try this.
There he is.
Hello.
What's up, how's it going? I gotta thank you for having me.
No problem, man. No problem. I know you want to get some stuff off your chest, so
yeah, Dragon Sword.
I'm gonna let this be a soapbox night live for you, just this once.
Cool, thank you.
I can do it anytime. Alex can do it anytime, but
right. But yeah.
Let me before you start, let me give everybody some background. Now, Glenn is on the Dragon Sword deal. So he bought a real expensive sword from them, and they really botched it. And take it away, Glenn.
they just before I bought it, I saw they had a video of the exact same sword on YouTube marked as $450. So I went to their website after finding their website to see if they still had it. They said they didn't have that one, but they could make me one. So I said, okay, let's get this ball rolling. And then they said, well, it's going to have a different cacheray on it. So I assumed when they said cacheray, they meant the furniture on there. So I didn't know what kind of furniture that they were going to be putting on it. I just said, well, it was a video, the one with the green Ito and the fiery red Saya. And they said, yeah, we know what you're talking about. So, and then like 4 weeks, three to 4 weeks went by. They sent me an email saying they sent it, that it's on its way. I'm like, well, aren't you going to send photos of it or anything like that? And they're like, no, we didn't take any photos. So when I have no idea what this thing's going to look like when I got it, because I wanted it to look like what they had in the video, or at least similar to it.
Right.
So when I got it, it was exactly the same looking, which I was happy about. It had a plastic wrap over the ska, but I checked out the blade first. As soon as I pulled that blade out of the Saya, it had the plastic bag on it. I could see through the plastic bag that the hamon just didn't look right. I'm thinking, it's probably because of the oil or the wax that they got on there. So I wiped it all off. And the ripples in the shinogi stuck out like a sore thumb. and that Hamon looked like it had a double Hamon on it. Now, like I said in the video I made, maybe that'll polish out the one that looks like the Seguha that goes through there. It looks like it's got a Madeira and a Seguha Hamon.
Right.
So that kind of irked me. And then after I got the oil off, I'm examining the blade more. And then that's when I found all those grinder marks. Looked like they took the head of a screwdriver and put like 6 gouges right in the line of the Shinogi. Sticking a needle head in there. That's how deep those things are.
That's ridiculous.
And then also, like I mentioned in the video, just from swinging it a few times to hear the singer, the voice, I don't know the word for it, but it came loose. The Fuchi came loose. The Suba came loose. The Habaki came loose. Like you gotta be kidding. I got upset. Had to get up for work the next day. When I got off work, I took it all apart, checking everything out. But when I put it back together, everything was tight. It's still tight now after swinging it a few times. But
it could have been temperature change. I don't know on that.
I'm sorry?
One. It could have been temperature change, maybe.
Right, could be. Because the Saya pit was nice when I first got it, and now it's kind of loose. Right. But I can fix that with a shim or two if I have to.
That's usual.
But the Suka was cracked after I took it apart. Before I put it back together, I noticed that was cracked. Took pictures of that, sent it to him. I sent him pictures of all the scratches, all the gouges. I showed him pictures of the Hishigami hanging out. And they said that they would the first emails, they said they would replace the Suka and the Suba because there's a chunk missing out of the Suba. They said they would replace that. But the blade, they couldn't do anything about because they said if they sent me another one, it'll have the same kind of polish on it with machining marks, gouges, scratches.
Wow.
You're copping out, you know. That tells me that you're copping out. You don't care about your products. So just give me 220. That tells me that I'm paying, because I was comparing it to a Huawei, a $298 Huawei Unokobe Zakuri blade. It's got the red Saya, kind of like black crackle red Saya, $298.
Right.
I was comparing that to this $530 or $450, sorry, because it was $50 for shipping and they wanted $30 for the Hishigami paper, assuring me that it would be a tight Ito. That's what they said in their emails, that it would assure a tight Ito. So I went along with that. Where was I? Anyway, they said if they sent me another
highway. Comparing the Huawei.
Right. Yeah, that Huawei's flawless. I mean,
right.
No ripples in the blade anywhere. The Ito work on that Huawei, I've done nothing to it to fix it. It is tight. You cannot move any of those twists on the ends by the Fuchi, or what is that? The Kashra. I'm sorry. Yeah. You can't move those knots at all. It is tight. That's $239 or $289. And then I was also comparing it to my it's a Musashi I bought off of eBay. The guy had it in his pawn shop for years, never sold it to me for $120. So after shipping all, it was like $130. And the Ito on that is tight. You cannot move any of those knots. And the Habaki fit was a lot better than this $530. Just $130 sword, parts of it, not to hold the blade. That's a 1060 like you guys are talking about. Pretty cool though. Right. This got dragon engraved in it. So that was pretty cool. But I'm getting off topic now.
Yeah, I saw your response to Dragon Sword when they commented on your video.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I gotta agree, they tried to pass the buck.
Yeah. They're trying to blame it on their Ito master.
Yeah, tell
it's like I told my wife, why didn't the Ito rapper come up and go, hey, this is crap?
Yeah. Right?
We got to get something different.
Well, what I was wondering, do you have a quality control team?
Exactly.
I mean, you should know what you're shipping out the door. Like I said earlier, I sent them pictures of all the flaws with the handle, the blade, everything, all my complaints, and they seem like they just, well, what do you want to do about it? You know, the blade, they didn't even want to offer me another blade because I figured ship me another blade. If it's better, then I'll ship this one back.
Yeah.
I told them the Ito and all that I could fix myself. I don't really want to go through shipping all. I right at the get-go, I should have just shipped the whole thing back and said, give me all my money back. Right.
You can't ship it back. You can't ship it back. They won't take it.
No.
It won't make
Really?
it.
China won't let them.
No.
You're kidding me.
No.
I did not know that.
John would know more than I do, but I just recently heard that it's actually illegal. They're coming down on that. So you can't own a sword in China anymore. It used to be kind of a gray area. Now it's, but I know it won't. I've had Morisami tell me that. He said you can't ship it back to me. It won't get to me. It won't make it through customs.
Well, I'll be darned.
Put it so.
And that's just sad, because it's like if someone really wants to push it, they have to eat that money.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, and then just this morning, because I was telling them that it's easy for them to pass the puck off to the Ito guy.
Right.
They thought I was blaming them, and they're like, "Well, we're not blaming you."
Tell everybody what you were telling me earlier in the conversation about what they were willing to do on that.
Yeah,
cracked. Was it cracked Suka?
Yeah, they were wanting me to send my cracked Suka back to them, pay back the $220 that they had refunded me, and they would send me another Suka with a rewrapped handle and another Suba without a chunk missing out of it.
For $240. No, that was your mistake.
Yeah.
No. Okay.
Wow.
And I even told them in the emails that the Suka problem isn't that big of it sucks. I shouldn't have to fix it, but that's stuff that I can fix myself. It's the blade I was concerned about.
This is my new Unibukai. I just got 9260 spring steel. I mean, that thing is nice. No scratches, no nothing. I haven't gotten to play with it that much because of the weather.
Right.
I can move the diamonds a little bit on these. 150. Now, I would expect this at 150 what they shipped you.
Right. Exactly.
And I gotta agree, when you're paying like $540, you expect that thing to be nice.
Yeah.
Right.
Not oh well, if we send you another blade, it's gonna look like what the hell are you doing in your foundry for that blade to come out that way?
It just told me that they don't care about what they ship out.
It's like they're just chucking them around, whatever they hit, and it scratches the hell up. That's it. But it's okay. Don't worry about it.
And after I read their
up against other blades and shit, hitting the tables and
And after reading their comments that they left to Giardian and Alientude, that tells me they do not. They don't care.
No.
And then the emails that they sent me that I read this morning, I don't know if they sent them last night, but I read them this morning. There again, they just seem like they just don't care about, because they had the invoice numbers all messed up. How much I had paid for the sword. They totally forgot about the photos I sent to them of the problems I had. It's like
they're trying to blow you off.
Yeah,
is what it sounds like.
Yeah,
now
that's okay, because I can sit there and let the budget sword minded community know that, hey, I'm not saying that this is what you're gonna get if you buy a sword from them, that this is what you're gonna get. You might not. I was probably just very unlucky, but I just want them to know that this is what you could possibly be facing, if you're to deal with it. Because after the way they treated Alientude and Giardian and the way they're treating me, unless
and you paid for the product.
Yeah.
No, I think
there's a big difference right there. They asked them to give an honest review. Well, it turns out they don't want an honest review.
Well, no.
And then you paid for a product based on what you've heard, and they send you, lack of better words, a piece of crap.
Yeah,
that should have never had left their establishment.
And
that's just my opinion.
I got so angry about the situation. I even told him, if this is what I'm going to be stuck with, I'm going to be leaving sword reviews on YouTube, Sword Buyer's Guide. So the word is going to get out what you're doing.
Let me add, you saying Sword Buyer's Guide. I talked to Jared today. Probably wanted, because I'm going to have him on the show probably next week. So he probably wanted to tell this story himself, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. Right, Jared. Because he told me that Kyle from Alientude is trying to sell the dragon sword that he bought from them, that he reviewed. He's trying to sell it on Sword Buyer's Guide for like half the price. Well, Dragon Sword went on there and commented and say that sword's not even worth it. It's not worth $85. And the dude's like, "It's your sword. What are you talking about?" I mean, it's really bad. It got really bad. I'm surprised Sword Buyer's Guide left it all on that thread. It was
they left it on there so you could see.
I mean, it was just insane. It was like he was willing to throw himself under the bus just to throw Alientude under the bus with him. It's like, why would you do that, man? It just made no sense. Because Alientude had a sword he reviewed from them, and it was like $92.60 for like $75. And he was saying it was no better than that one. So that's what Dragon Sword was using for their defense. It was like, you said it was no better than that one. Then just sell it for $85 then if it's no better.
Yeah.
And he's like, both of them are your swords, dude.
I think they got a 12-year-old running their company. I really
don't know.
And on the messages I responded to them, I invited them onto Samurai Night Live, letting them know that this is a live chat. So if they have anything that they want to air, I was really hoping.
Well, as soon as he commented back to me, and I make this a habit, if somebody negatively comment me, I block them. I don't even ask questions. I go right to their channel and block them. And he's already blocked, so he ain't gonna be coming on here.
Gone.
I don't any negative comments. Nope, block.
Yeah.
And it got me started because that whole Nazi knife video I did, man, Germany hated me. 95% of Germany hated me. Wow. And they commented some really nasty shit. And I was just like, nope, I gotta block you. I gotta block you. You don't know who's trolls and who's not. And I was just like, nope, I ain't even dealing with it. I'm not commenting back. I'm just blocking you. I'm deleting the comment. I block you. So keep that in mind, people. You fuck with me, I'm gonna block you.
Yeah.
No, it sucks that, I mean, you had, because obviously you had high hopes.
Yes, I did.
When you purchased this sword, especially with the amount of money that you paid.
Did you guys ever see the video on YouTube?
Yeah, we watched yours. I watched yours.
No, not my video, but the video, Dragon Sword's video of that sword.
Not of that one. I did watch a couple of theirs. I did watch a couple because when I blocked him, I went to his channel. I was going to comment on his swords. I was like, "This review sucks. You didn't even chop through a block of ice." I was going to say something. I'm like, "No, I'm not even going to comment. I'm just going to block him." But I didn't know he had a video on that sword that you had. I didn't see it.
That's how I got turned. That's how I got turned on to this sword, was through that video. And then also through that, because after seeing that video, I went online trying to find them, couldn't find them.
They're hard to find online.
Pardon?
They're hard to find online.
Yeah, I couldn't find them.
Yeah, I had to go through a sword. Oh, who was it? I can't even think of what the website was. And I was like, had nothing on Dragon Sword. It was like Sword Company something. Swords Are Us or some shit. I don't know.
Right. Well, I had to find out through YouTube. And then
I had to go to a link, and I had to go to another website, like 2 websites to get to it or something. It was real awkward. I didn't like it.
Even after I got their website, I go to it. There's no contact information.
Nope.
And nothing. their description of their company is very minimal. They just kind of talk themselves up about the experience they got
and quality.
Yeah.
I've been on their page too, so.
And their descriptions of their swords are crap too. They don't tell you anything. Just minimal description of what the sword is. That's it.
Right. A bunch of measurements.
It gave me a false impression because it kind of told me that they were confident in their, for what they got to offer. So that's why I kind of went for it. Right. And normally a pop-up company like that, I'm going to wait till I hear some shit. But I heard rumors that they're a sister company of Z-Say. Z-Say, you all know they make some pretty nice stuff. So that's what made me go for it.
They make expensive stuff. Yeah, I don't know how durable it is. I know Eric might have an opinion on that. I know Carl's got one.
Yeah, Carl, I saw videos on his.
I think Joe's had one, so he knows. Joe here said something that I want to bring up, but I can't see it now. It's a hell of a comment. You got to be careful after a 500 price point. We have to be very careful who you buy from, and I'm finding that out. I'm getting swords in that $300 to $500, $600, $700 range. And it's either hit or miss. I mean, it's not hit or miss. It's either good or it's crap. There's really no medium. It's either worth it or it's just not. I mean, that's what I'm saying.
If you're gonna spend that much money, do it with a company that you know and you've dealt business with.
Right. That's my point.
Why. If I'm gonna spend a lot of money, especially on a custom, I go to Hanban. I talk to Yao. I've never had issues with him. He's great with communication. Gets right back to you. Make sure you get what you want.
Well, there you go.
If you have issues with the photos, they'll correct it, whatever.
Yeah.
We were talking about that earlier, and I was because he had a Saya problem. Now, what kind of custom work does he do? I mean, ain't you got a custom? Yeah, ain't you got custom built from him?
Yeah, I've got quite a few from him.
There you go. That's
and if you want T10, they've got T10. They'll do T10. I got they got 9260. You just have to when you go to putting it together, if it's not there, you put it in the description down below, and he'll contact you and tell you how much more it's going to be.
Well,
just like now they offer Hishigami papers, real Japanese silk, full Samigawa wrap they offer now. Granted, it's all additional, and if you want a special blade geometry to it, they'll do that too.
Okay.
You just got to communicate with them, and he'll tell you the prices and whatnot and what have you.
That's what I was telling Glenn.
If it's not that day, it'll be like the next day. He'll get back to you.
That's what I was telling Glenn earlier. Because I'm like, these companies, they'll do whatever you want. They want your money. So if it's not on their site or something, just email them and ask them if they can. I mean, I've had good luck doing that. Stuff they don't even have that they would sell. They wouldn't even think about selling until I was like, "Can you make one?" They're like, "Oh yeah, we can make 100 of those."
Right before I got this dragon sword, I got a Hanban from Yao. It's a Hirazakuri blade.
Yeah.
Not a single ripple in it. $256. No scratches, no Saya rub. The Saya was kind of crap. That was the only thing about the sword that I was disappointed. It's got a good fit. Doesn't rattle real bad. But the mouth of it looks like it's all molded. It's got a lot of rippling in it. Not a big problem, But then I stained the Ito on the Ska, which kind of made it a brownish color. So I was thinking a brown buffalo horn would look good with it.
Right.
So I ordered one from Ronin Katana. They said it fit up to a 30-inch blade. This is a 29.5-inch blade. But when I ordered it, I thought it was a 27.5-inch blade. So I figured it would fit no problem.
Yeah.
Then after I got it, it wouldn't fit. Then I found out my blade's 29.5 inches, not 27.5 inches. And the Saya itself is only 29.5. So now I got a buffalo horn Saya. It fits my Ronin Dojo Pro, but really didn't need it.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to spend the money for it though, too, you could get a hold of Yao. They've got those.
Buffalo horn.
And just tell them your blade length and what style you got, and they could probably fit it to it.
Okay,
make
cool.
because they'll have those blades,
Yeah.
sometimes, and they can
Yeah,
fit it.
I got it from him. So
Yeah.
just when I went on their custom options, they only had certain colors. They didn't have any buffalo horn options.
You
So I
have to
just
request
assumed they
that. I think
didn't
they have
them.
them.
Say again?
Just get in touch with Yao, and he'll tell you.
Yeah, he
Yeah, like I was saying,
responded right away. So
yeah, these companies just email them and ask them. Like I said, if you don't see it on their page or something, chances are they do it anyway. If you ask them, they'll do it.
uh-huh.
So,
Cool.
I've asked some weird stuff out of weird companies, and they had no problem.
And that's the one thing I love about Hanbon too is, I mean, their customer service is really good, just like Swords of Northshire. People say they're the same company.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. They might be affiliated, but their Edo wrap without the Hishigami papers is hella tight.
Yeah.
I mean,
Who's that? Who's that?
Who's that? Unibakai. I've had it for 2 years and it's never come loose.
Who are you talking about?
Hanbon.
Hanbon. All right. I thought so.
Yeah, I've had it for 2 years. That's like my favorite cutter from them.
Let me answer a comment real quick. Alex was saying he was talking about Ryan sword, or he wanted a Ryan sword, which I think are great swords, by the way. And then Roy typed back if he's seen my Naginata video. Yes, I do have the Naginata from Ryan sword. Was very faulty wood, and I got 2 of them, and they both tried to kill me, and I got my money back. But I do vote for their swords. I own 3 Ryan swords, and they are freaking awesome. So I have no complaints about their swords, but their Naginatas will kill you. So
at least they stood up and gave you your money back.
Yeah, I mean, well, they sent me another one first. I wanted another one because the blade was crap too. And the second one I got, the blade was too soft. The wood tried to kill me. And then finally they were like, "We'll just give you your money back." I'm like, "Thank you."
Wow.
See, but here's the thing: they owned up.
Yeah.
Right. No, they took full responsibility.
The right thing.
Right. They did. They made it right. I mean,
and they tried to do it twice.
Right. Right.
And when it still failed, they're like, "Well, yeah, we should."
Yeah. So I mean, I was mad at Ryan Sword at the time. I wanted them to take that Naginata off their list. Like, dude, that thing's going to kill somebody, man. It's still on there. I don't know if they changed the wood in it inside of what they built it with, but But like I said, I don't have no problem with them. They made it right. Luckily I didn't kill myself. Otherwise, it really would have been drastic. But still, and their swords are great, man. Like I said, I got 3 of them. I have no complaints. So get a Ryan sword. But if you get one, their Minuki is under the palm, not under your fingers like everybody else. So keep that in mind.
And I heard JQ, they really stand behind their products too.
Yeah, well, I've heard that. Well, I've heard kind of mixed on that. I've heard some bad stuff too, but I didn't understand it, so I don't know. I didn't have no problems with mine, so I didn't have to call them or anything. But I've heard that they'll replace whatever.
Right.
So I think Carl has a bunch of JQ like custom built JQs.
Joe's got some too.
Yeah, Joe has 1 or 2, don't he? I think.
But I think Carl has the most.
Mine aren't custom. Mine weren't custom. They're just stock. But I've had no problems with them. So. So now, so is that the whole dragon sword deal there?
Yeah, pretty much. I got the Edo fixed, so I injected some super glue in there. I still got to lacquer it, but at least those Hishigami papers aren't hanging out no more. I got all those tucked in, and
that's sad, man. That's sad.
I'm gonna get to working on that blade. Gonna try a few different things, see what works, but I do gotta say it came sharp. I was really happy about that. It goes through a piece of paper like a hot knife through butter. So I was happy about that. But it's really too bad about those ripples, though. I mean, it just makes the whole blade ugly. Man, I can't get past that.
No, that's understandable because it's like you see it in that sunlight.
Yeah. But
is the blade straight though?
Yes, it is straight. And the blade itself, no ripples. There's no ripples in the bohi, but it's that shinogi. It just looks like it got ran over by a truck.
Where they thin it out on the back?
Yep. It's bad.
I don't know what we're saying here.
I want to thank you guys for having me.
Oh, no problem, man. Well, do you want to stick around for a minute? I was going to ask you some questions just about you and how you got started in swords and stuff.
That's cool.
You don't have to go right away. We're not like that on this show.
We can talk about other stuff besides dragon swords.
Oh, yeah.
They can't even come on here and defend himself, poor guy.
Right. Well, I
aggression.
Well, I always had love for swords, but I never could afford them. There was really until I discovered YouTube and online purchases, and there's no other than Cult of Athena, and I never knew about Cult of Athena until I discovered the internet and YouTube because they're just right over in Dundee. I'm like 25 minutes away from Cult of Athena.
Wow, nice.
But thing is, you go, it's like a will call, like a will call counter. You just go up, you tell them what item number you want to see. But if you're thinking ahead, you'll think up like 4 or 5 item numbers and have them, rather than making them run back and forth to the warehouse and back up to the counter all the time.
Right.
But they'll show you anything you want to see. Yeah. But other than that, there's no sword stores around it except your, like mall, kind of like.
Yeah, we don't count those.
Yeah,
none of those in California anymore.
And then after getting to know these swords and then looking at those mall swords, it's like, wow, I never realized how big a junk those things are. Yeah, I've only been in this about 3 years. It's a lot of fun. It's addictive. I remember one video I heard. It said it all starts with one. Yeah.
Yep. And then it ends up 40.
Yeah. I thought one would be enough, just as long as I could get through some things, out in the backyard and have fun. But yeah. And that sword porn, oh my, I can't get enough of it.
Well, see, that's the beauty of the katana because of the fittings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They're always different.
Oh, yeah. So many. Yeah.
And it's not like just like a European sword because you can't change the fittings on a European sword.
Right.
Down the bottom. So what you get is all you get. And they normally just all look the same. People will say, well, isn't that the same with the katana? It's just katana. Well, it's not just the blade as well.
Yeah,
the side could be a different color. The fittings are different.
Kind of like Legos.
You can mix and match with them.
Kind of like Legos.
You can take a Jakku and put it onto a Swords of Northshire, or you can a lot of it's like that even. So
yeah.
and really, that's what the samurai did. If they had like one sword, they would actually buy subas, and depending on the occasion, they would change their suba out.
Right.
And then put their handle back on.
Yeah. That's so cool.
So what about this? So you're half Japanese. What's the other half?
Scandinavian, Dutch, Swedish.
So now which parent? How do I want to phrase this? In the lineage, where did the Japanese descendant leave Japan to come to America, and where did that?
That I don't know.
So that was happening way back then.
Back 1969.
Farther than you can remember then. Okay. I just thought it was like your dad came from Japan or well, I guess that'd be your mom.
I don't know. I tried to find out through DNA.
Right.
And it can't tell me which was my mother, which was my father, because I was adopted at birth.
Right. So you don't know then who was.
And then when I tried to get my records from where I was born, I couldn't get those because back in 2011, I think it was, they changed the laws in Illinois for adoptions. Because prior to 2011, you couldn't get anything unless you spent a lot of money in lawyer fees and etc. And then after 2011, they made it available to adopted people. So I did all the paperwork, waited. After about 6 months, I got a letter saying that all my records were destroyed in a fire. I guess the place where I was born, it was like a crisis center. It wasn't a hospital. It was like for troubled women. It burned down, and I think they said 1973 it burned.
Wow.
So I don't know nothing.
When were you there? Because that wasn't too long after you were there, right? So you kind of got lucky, huh?
Yeah.
You could have been there a little bit longer and burnt down with it, I guess. Huh? That would not have been good. So what got you into swords then?
Just the flash of the steel. I've always loved knives. I was carrying a pocket knife since I was like 4. As soon as I could my parents would let me have my hands up. So I've always had that feel for the steel, you know. There's knives, swords, guns, cannons, guillotines. Oh, I love guillotines. Those things just turn me on. I don't know what it is about them. They just
Hey, we don't need to know what you do in your bedroom, dude.
Just that shiny steel. Somebody told me I was part bird because I'm always attracted to shiny things. But
could be fish too. Fish like shiny.
Oh yeah, I love fishing. Yeah.
So basically, the katana is just one sword for you. Are you planning on getting like Europeans too, or?
Yeah, I was when I was a kid. Zorro, the movie Zorro and the book Zorro, the fencing swords. They really turned me on. I had one back when I was probably 11 or 12 years old, but it was from the mall, cheap piece of junk. Of course, I broke it. But then, as I got older, looking at a lot of this $500-$800, that's what turned me off on them.
I've actually got two real fencing foils. I was lucky enough in the area that I live in when I was taking college, I was able to take 2 years of fencing.
Cool.
Oh, nice. Cool. Yeah, I got a neighbor that was into that when he was a kid. I liked him. I liked to watch him do it with the swords, but I was always into something a little heavier.
It's just mostly samurai swords for me. I like the sabers, like the cavalry sabers. Those are cool. Those big honking ones, Grossmessers. I get those are cool too.
I love Grossmessers because they have that nice curvature.
Yeah.
You know? I like swords that got a curve to it.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Scrimshires, I think they call them Scrimshire.
Something like that.
Those guys.
It's a nice, weird name.
Deep story to them.
Yeah. I think they're from India.
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Those are cool too.
Well, now, so what was your first sword?
Katana. The Dojo Pro, actually. Well, the first one I bought was through Sword and Armory, I think it was. Yeah, Sword and Armory.
Yeah.
It was a Musashi from their Golden series.
Yeah, that's their middle line. Yep. I think that's their middle line.
But when I got it, the blade was all rusted, had a lot of rust on it, a lot of stains that just would not come out. And it was dull, wouldn't even cut paper. It was $289. I was pretty upset about it. So
I would be.
Yeah.
I sent it back. And then I bought the exact same one. The Ito on it, everything was nice. It was a good looking sword, but just I didn't want to pay $289 for something I can't use. You know, it was dull.
Right.
If it was sharp, I would have got rid of that rust and kept it, but it was just dull. And then I got the exact same sword from Bud K. Yeah. I think Bud K. Yes, Bud K. And same thing, dull. This one didn't have stains all over it or any rust on it, but I didn't want a dull sword. And then that's when I went with the Dojo Pro. Lo and behold, that came dull.
Nice. I suppose you didn't get discouraged and just stop right altogether after that.
Right. Well, then I got that Musashi off of eBay right after that Dojo Pro. That one was sharp. I could cut paper with it.
Right.
Now, the Dojo Pro, if I hit my pool noodle just right and have a decent pool, because around here you got different grades of pool noodles. Some will cut nice and easy. Some, if you don't hit it just right, it's not going to cut.
Right.
So that Dojo Pro, if I hit them just right, I could get them to cut. But the Musashi, I couldn't get to cut. And then some time went by, did some saving money, and on eBay I started seeing this guy out of Australia. He was selling these Skyjiro swords. They were all some of them had rust on their blades. Some of them had like broken sayas or broken parts. Some of them had bad corrosion. but they were cheap. I mean, they were like a third of what Skyjiro was charging for their, swords.
That'd be worth it.
There was one he had on there. It was a Hota Tagai, the scallop sword. The ones they got on their website all have a green Ito, but this one had a red Ito.
Right.
He showed nice close-up pictures of what was wrong with it. Didn't look too bad. So I think it was $530 I sent him for it. I was nervous about that thing coming from Australia. It came brutally beaten too. I mean, the sword itself was good, but the box it came in, you could tell it came from overseas.
Right.
But
that's all they do.
Yeah, right. But the corrosion was mostly on the Suba and a little bit under the Habaki. So I cleaned up what I could on the Suba and around the Fuchi. Wasn't too bad. And then JS Bladecraft, John, I think his name is. He did Joe.
He's here. He's in here somewhere.
Right?
Or he was. I haven't seen him in a while.
He did a video with I want to say his name's Danny from Skyjiro. There was
he
a
did
video.
Yeah.
And because of that video, I contacted him because I found out he's just out of California, I think. So I contacted him and I was asking, do you know about this guy in Australia? I guess they did business together. And I guess they used to make Skyjiro swords over there in Australia. So he's thinking that he had a stash of them. He's probably trying to get some money, so he's selling them off. But I asked him, because I was worried about the tang, whether that was corroded. Because I'm thinking if that Suba is badly corroded, maybe my tang's corroded. I don't want to lose out on it. He's like, no, don't take it apart. And I'm thinking, I'm gonna take it apart. I took it apart. Came apart with no problem. Just the Ito getting that to the side so I could get to the pegs.
Right.
Luckily, there was no rust, but under the Habaki and where the Suba was sitting, it was all green. I think there was red in there, all sorts of funky color, mold and corrosion. So I got that all cleaned up. And while I had that Suba off, I could clean that off a lot better. Yeah. Now it's got this like old fashioned, because they use white bronze, I think. Yeah, white bronze. So after I cleaned off all that for their scallop issue, they like patinaed it black. That's how it was supposed to look. That's how it looks on their website anyway, is like a black. But that all came off, and that, there's like spots of it, but that yellow bronze really started coming through, which gave it an awesome patina. Kind of looks like it was sitting around for about 200-300 years. Looks really cool.
So you got to get Skyjiro for $500.
Yeah, $530. I got lucky on that one.
And no aggression whatsoever, huh?
Well, the guy out of Australia, he very bad with communication, but I dig it. You're all, and that was back during that COVID crap. So in Australia, they were treated like prisoners.
Yeah,
so I was
to do with it, right?
Yeah, I was surprised he was even responding to my questions and emails and stuff. But and then Danny, he said he's sharpening it. Pardon?
Can you get COVID through an email? I don't think you can yet.
No.
You can get anthrax.
I don't know.
In the mail.
You get anthrax in the mail, right? Like, where do you write to get that? I mean, and what do you like? Is there cows writing letters to say I want to end it all? Just send me some anthrax. I mean, is there an anthrax factory? Right. I mean, what do you even get? I don't know. Don't get me started. Right on. So you got a couple swords, and by your third one, you were well happy with it, right? Is that what you?
Yeah, Skyjiro I was happy with, and then I got the Hanban, which I was very happy with, and then Dragon Sword.
Is that all the reason why you wanted to change the style? Is just because you wanted the ox horn on the Hanban?
Yeah.
So there wasn't nothing wrong with it. You just didn't like how it looked.
No, I just didn't like the way it looked. And then, like I said, after I stayed in the Ito, I was like, wow, brown buffalo horn, Koiguchi, and Korikata. I think those are the names. It looked really good with that brown Hishi or Samigawa. Because after I stayed, it looked really cool. Makes the nodes stand out a lot better.
Right.
And they weren't nearly as small as what's on my dragon sword. I mean, those are baby nodes. The Musashi I have has bigger nodes than this dragon sword does.
Wow.
And I called Musashi right after I got that sword because I took the part number off of it and tried looking it up. I couldn't find it. Excuse me. I couldn't find it anywhere. So I got Musashi's number. I think they're out of Florida. I called them up. They answered. And I said, hey, do you know this part number? And they're like, yep. I'm like, well, what was the original sale for it? He said 260, which I got it for 130 or $129 after shipping and all that, which was, I thought, pretty fair. Pretty cool sword. Doesn't cut pool noodles, but cuts paper. I like that engraved dragon on the blade. That's what really I liked about it.
I'll just say bye to Sweatpants real quick. He probably already left, but good luck in the show there, buddy.
Yeah, take it easy, Armor.
I hope John's still here because I really, from RVA Katana, because I really want to see that $400 sword he's got sitting on his lap.
Yeah, right.
I haven't seen him in a while. He might have left, but he'll probably pop back in, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
We ain't done yet. I know he knows we stay on for a couple hours, so I think he knows.
But I wanted to ask you guys, from your least expensive sword to your most expensive sword, which do you like better and why?
It's my least expensive to my heaviest, or to my most. Well, let me figure out which is my least.
I would say my least one. Oh God, that would be my Hanban Unibukai I was talking about.
Yeah,
I love cutting with that thing.
How much was that?
So nimble and well balanced.
How much was it?
It just zips through anything. I mean, I've cut bamboo with it, and it's a through hardened 1095, and just zips right through like it was butter.
And how much you pay for it?
That was, believe it or not, $166 for that.
Nice.
And they still have it.
Yeah.
Right. So now did I miss it? What's your most expensive?
My most expensive, and believe it or not, I'm really starting to like it, and that's my Murasami L6.
There you go.
Ever since I reprofiled that thing,
right,
the edge and everything, man, that thing is wicked.
Huh.
I would probably have
a little bit heavy.
Right.
But it's like not top heavy, if that makes sense. It's like a well balanced blade.
Yeah.
You can't feel the weight in it though, but it's not unruly.
No, because my two most expensive one would be that Murasami L6, and the Shang L6 was like $100 more, but it's really top heavy. Of course, that's my Slayer sword, so that's my favorite. But that Murasami's right there. Compared to my cheapest would be my Ronin, the 1045, the RK series. Why I like L6 better? Because it can chop through a bus, and there ain't no way that Ronin's going to do that. That's why I like it.
If we want to talk about beater swords, that whatever I've thrown at it is just taking a beating, that'd be my Sawadi.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just going with heavy cutters. I haven't really put my light cutters involved in that. I mean,
the T10 blade. I mean, it is anything I've thrown at this thing. I mean, $180, and that thing, it just takes a beating. It's never rolled an edge. It keeps an edge like a razor almost. Thing is amazing.
Right.
For a company that people mostly don't know about.
Right. Matisfaction in the house. What's up, dude?
What's up, Matisfaction?
You're going to learn about swords. You missed all the good conversation. We're about out of stuff to talk about now. Missed all the good stuff so far. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Joe here is Says Glenn, such a shame for $500. Amazing, nice offering, double story highway. I would demand my money back, dude. That's
utter BS.
That's BS.
I agree. That is a bummer.
I should have just told them right at the get-go. Just give me my money back.
Yeah, I mean, like
they couldn't send it back though.
Well, they can. I mean, if you ask, I'm sure you would have refunded at least most of your money. You know, if you had said, "Hey, I don't even want this sword," but he wouldn't have been able to take it because customs would have took it. So I know. Yeah, I mean, he wouldn't have asked for it back, and if he would, he wouldn't have got it. So I don't know why he would ask for it back. I mean, guaranteed customs would have snagged it. He wouldn't have got it. I've heard that from a couple different companies themselves.
No kidding.
You know, so yeah, I mean, and Joe says it. Everybody I know says it. So I mean, it just doesn't. So I don't know. I mean, what you asked for exactly. I mean, if you probably would have said, "Hey, I just want a refund," I don't know. I mean, chances are you would at least got 3/4 of your money back. I would think.
I'd want it all back.
If he was nice, but he's
for what you got. I mean, really, they should have either sent you.
Yeah, it's total refund.
Whole new sword without all scratches and and whatnot, or your money back.
Right.
That's
well. That's just said. I mean, he said that if he got a new blade, it would just look like that one. So there wouldn't be no point in getting a new sword.
That's why I just kind of gave up on it. Yeah. Just like, just give me 220 back and kiss my ass, pretty much.
And then they tried to get it back from you.
Yeah.
For the Ska and the Suba.
Yeah. And 200.
Satisfaction. If you're here to learn, do not buy a sword from Dragon Sword. The guy's too aggressive, and just don't do that. That's all you can learn tonight, right now, anyway.
There's better places to spend.
Don't buy swords.
Much better places to spend your money.
I will always, because I've done so much business with them, I will always recommend Homebond.
Yeah.
You know, you can either get off the shelf from them or custom.
Yeah, Joe said, see if you can send a replacement if you don't get your money. At least then you have 2 crapper swords. Better than 1 crappy sword.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, you can always fix it. You know, you can always polish it up and make it look better.
Right. So I'm going to try to do.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I would
sell whichever one you want. Turn around and sell it for like $240. You already got $240 from, or $220, and you almost have your money back.
I mean, it's 2020, but that's probably what I would have done. I said, hey, give me a new sword. I would have fixed both of them real nice. Just sold one of them for $500.
Right.
There you go. Now we just told everybody.
Cool.
Well, I guess I won't do it now.
Sword for sale.
Right.
They're kind of expensive, and they've been broke once, but they're all right now. We fixed them. Oh, Eric's. I'm missing some comments here.
Me with that whole thing.
Well, watching you guys smoke these cigarettes really making me want to fiend. So,
well, go have a cigarette and come back if you want.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
I'll do that.
I'll leave you out in the studio. You'll be all right. All right, he's gonna have a cigarette, folks, because he can't stand us sitting here. You're out in the garage, ain't you?
Yep. Yep, I am.
I ain't got nobody. I think my little one's home. He's probably asleep upstairs by now. So I'm a chain smoker anyway.
Yeah, I'm with Glenn on that. That's just no.
Yeah.
And see, that's why I get the swords that I do at the price range to show people, for starter swords, the quality of them and everything.
Right.
And if it is going to be crap, I'll tell people, it's crap. But I will say I've been lucky.
Yeah.
With most of the ones I got, the Ito's been tight. It's not super tight. The fittings are good. They're not perfect, no, but there's never been anything sharp on them. They have ledges, yeah, but not enough to interfere with your handling.
Right.
And I always try to go with T10 1095 if I can. Because if you get something in that range, you're going to be able to you can cut anything with it.
Right.
Really.
I mean, I'm with you too. That's when I started. I was like, all right, I'm just going to show budget swords, and because it's all I need to get. They work. And this, if you're on a budget, these are the swords you might want to check out. That's kind of what my aspect on the whole YouTube thing was anyway. And pretty much guided my sword buying as well. Now I'm getting a taste of the higher end now that I know more and I know what I'm doing more. So that's all going to change, but it was fun at the beginning. But yeah,
I could go in the higher range if I wanted to.
I mean, I don't want to go.
Try and stick on the low range, $180 to $300, because I've been there where I was lucky I could afford like even $180 sword.
Right.
So this way, at least people who know they're in that price range, they're like, right. Oh, I could afford that.
And you can get a great sword for that price.
Oh yeah. Is it going to be perfect? No, it's not.
Plenty in that price range, and they're all fine. I mean, some I've had to work on.
Yeah.
I really emphasize to learning how to work on them if you're going to get a lot of swords in that price range. But as long as you can fix them, then I have no complaints about anything I get, because I know what price range I'm getting. I know what I know what to expect in that price range.
Exactly.
Fixed. If you shop around, you can find good deals for that price, man. Jakku really was. I mean, yeah, the Tsuba came loose on this. The Saya came a little bit loose, but even somebody that didn't know how to fix it, it's still a good sword.
Yeah,
it still would have just operated just fine.
And that's the most important thing.
Right.
I mean, exactly. Ito, you can lacquer your Ito to tighten it up, but a lot of people don't understand is that Saya. Even if you have a good quality hardwood Saya, eventually it's going to wear out. And you need to know how to fix that and pay attention to it, when it's getting loose, because it could fall out on you. Everyone's first instinct is you want to reach to grab it to stop it from falling.
Right.
It's just our instinct.
Right.
And that's something that you have to keep a mindset for.
Right. Yeah, I learned. Well, I mean, I used to hang molds in plastics. So I had a mold drop I had my hand on my tie bar, and I was dropping a mold down in the machine, and the mold fell off the chain and clipped my finger. I can't remember which finger it was now. I think it was this one, but it clipped my fingernail. And they always said, don't, your first intuition, no matter how heavy or dangerous an object is, your first reaction is to catch it.
Yeah.
And that taught me, don't catch a mold if it's falling,
Exactly.
And I took that aspect into my sword play also. It's like, hey, if I drop it, it's going to drop. I'm not touching it. I'm jumping away from it. I'm not going to grab it.
Better keep your appendages.
Exactly. What's Joe saying?
Especially for people who are first getting into, and it doesn't matter what type of sword it is. You have to keep that mindset. If it falls, just let it fall. Yeah, it's good. You're going to cry about it, because swords aren't cheap. But it's.
I'd rather have that than lose my finger.
Don't grab it.
Right. You're gonna cut yourself if you grab it. Yeah. You're not gonna grab it you're not gonna grab it in a safe spot. Chances are you're gonna grab it in the blade and it's gonna yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let it fall. Let it fly, let it fall. Don't catch it.
And like Joe, he's all Gorilla Glue is magic for a tighter Saya.
I completely agree with that. I use it on mine all the time, man.
As long as you don't put it on the sides. Don't put it on the sides. Bottom and top, because you put it on the sides, the potential to blow the side.
I don't even put mine. I put mine on the blade side of it.
You can do either one.
I do it on the smaller part. I do it on the smaller part.
Don't put it on the side.
Well, I do it on the small part because it's a lot less to file.
Yeah.
If you do it on the bigger part, you got more to file, so it just works easier if you do it in the small part.
I normally use shims, but I do it on the wider part.
Right.
But here's the thing: if you use shims, don't use something that's holds sap, because even they don't dry kiln a lot of wood nowadays.
Right.
So they're not getting all that sap out of there. You don't want that type of wood. You want a less sappy wood.
Yeah, because I've tried
used as a shim.
I've tried shims. I never had any luck. They always fell out. So then I just started using Gorilla Glue.
What I do is when I shim it, I use super glue, put it in there, and I use a clothesline, pinch it down to keep it tight. Then after it dries, I just go in there with the little file, and I just file it down.
No, see, that's what I was using too. See, I don't like super glue because it kept wearing out. After like a couple months, it would just fall out. I'm like, well, shit. I never had no luck with it. As soon as I found Gorilla Glue, I use that. And ain't no problem since. So, but that's me. So, no, Glenn ain't back yet. He's still having a cigarette. I don't know what Eric's. Let's see. I've been out on the comments here. I second that on a lower end katana. I don't know what we're talking about. But Kingfisher, what's up, man?
What's up, Kingfisher?
He says, hey, folks, speaking of Gorilla Glue, I'm finally gluing down my full Semigawa wrap. Love the stuff. I guess you could use, I just use cheap glue for that myself. Or if I'm going to do a full wrap, I'll try epoxy. I use epoxy on a full wrap. But on panels, I just glue it with wood glue. Ito's going to keep it down.
The moment you start sticking it, man, you better be on the money.
What? Do I?
When you start doing a full wrap, you better be on the money. When you come back around, it's all nice and straight because you're not pulling it off.
I size it all up while it's wet and everything. I size it all up, make sure it fits before I glue anything. I mean, it's got to.
With wood glue, you could pull it off. But something like Gorilla Glue or something like that, a little bit stronger, once it starts bonding, sometimes you just can't pull it off.
Yeah, I never tried it with that. I mean, epoxy didn't dry right away, so I could, I could fiddle with it, get it where I wanted. But I had to size everything up before I even glued it. So
that's one thing I got to start trying to learn is do the wrap.
Yeah, you don't want to start gluing it and then worried about how the seam's going to fit later. Get that first.
Yeah,
get that seam first. Where am I? Alex Ackles here. Hey, what's up, man? He said, what am I doing here? When I was younger, working in the kitchen, I dropped a knife one time. Hacky sack instinct made me try to stall it with my foot and flick it up. Almost succeeded. That sounds really dangerous. Never tried playing hacky sack with a butcher knife. Clear Gorilla Glue that doesn't expand. It's perfect free to. Oh yeah, they got different kinds of Gorilla Glue. I forgot.
Oh yeah,
that's true. I like the expanding stuff. That stuff's hard. Really, oh man, you can fix a building together with that stuff.
It's pretty strong.
I tried epoxy before and it wasn't strong enough to keep it from shrinking back. Gorilla Glue will hold it down and the shrinkage will help shrink the Semigawa to tighten without. Well, that's what I'm saying. You got to get that seam just right because you have to do it while it's wet. And when it dries, it's going to shrink. So you got to kind of go overlap it, and then it'll fit right in there when it dries. It's really difficult. Trust me. It's not an easy thing to do to get that seam just right and just beautiful like tile on a floor. It doesn't work that way.
Especially with that shrinkage, because then if you know how much it's going to shrink, you have to add that to it.
You got to do a couple of them to anticipate that shrinkage. So, I mean, it's not real difficult. You just got to, it's hard to learn, man. I guess it is difficult. I don't know. Kingfisher says, exactly, Bert. Yeah, what I said. See? Even though I didn't know what the hell I'm saying. All right, Glenn's back. Let's get him back here.
All right. Feel better, Glenn?
Hello. Oh, yeah, much. Snowing like a bear out there.
Really?
2 inches on the ground already.
Wow. Good grief.
Just so you know, you probably got that storm from us.
Right?
It was literally snowing here at 1400.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it was crazy for like 2 weeks.
There you go.
Did nothing but snow and rain, and now we have a tropical storm, which is bad because it's going to melt all the snow below 4,000, create flash floods.
Great.
Yeah.
There you go. Eric's asking if it shrinks. I'm assuming he's talking about the Semigawa. Yes, it does. It will shrink a little bit. The way I do it, Eric, it does because I size it while it's wet so I can fold it real nice around my Suka, around the wooden handle, so it can fit good. And it does shrink a little bit when it starts to dry out. Not much, but enough to where if you have the seam perfect before, you're going to have it's going to dry and you're going to have a big seam. So you got to anticipate the shrinkage a little bit. It's tricky, man. So satisfaction. Learn anything, buddy?
You were talking about gluing Itos. I put some super glue liquid into a hypodermic needle.
Right.
And just inject into the twists and the knots.
I've thought about that. I've used super glue on one. I used super glue in it, but it bled through the Ito. Granted, it was probably cheap Ito, but I didn't want that stain on there. So So me, I actually use wood glue, and I'll squirt it in the folds as I'm wrapping it.
Okay.
Well, I'll pull the Ito through and then squirt underneath it to where the Ito sticks to the Semigawa, and then it sticks to the rest of the knot too. It doesn't stain it. So,
but after I lacquer it, just, you can't even see those spots. Because on the black, I didn't have that problem. But then when I went on the green, you could see the spots coming through. But then after you lacquer it, it just all blends in together.
Well, then lacquering it changes the color a little bit too. It'll darken it up a little bit.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I try not to lacquer mine too much. I like that cushiony feeling. I have done it, but I don't do it anymore. I'd rather rewrap a sword than lacquer it. But that's me.
Right.
That's just time consuming.
It is. I like it. I don't know why. It is time consuming. I mean, it takes me a couple days to do one really good, really nice. But just to see I can get them so much tighter than what you can buy. It's just ridiculous, man. When you learn how to do it, you're like, fuck, I'm just wrapping all my swords. And that's how I feel every day. Every time I look at them, I'm like, oh, I didn't want to rewrap that one. I'm going to rewrap that one. Oh, it's pretty tight, but I'm still going to rewrap it because I can just do it just so much better than any sword I've ever bought, you know? So, I don't know.
You taught yourself how to do that?
Yeah, I watched, there's a Ryan Sword's got the video that I've learned. I watched several, tried to learn from different videos. The best one I found was Ryan Sword. I could see it I got a real good visual on how they do it. Just the way where the camera sits, that video is what taught me. It was Ryan Sword's video. And there's like 3 videos on how to wrap a whole Suka, with the third video being the knot at the end.
Okay.
So that's where I learned. I tell everybody to watch that video if they want to learn. I mean, I only know that one style, but boy, I can do one, make it tight. It'll never come loose. So.
Yeah, I saw in one of those videos where they're doing the Sukamaki, they'll take a hammer and they're like pounding in the
I don't do that.
cords wrapped together or whatever.
Right.
When I got that Hanban, if you looked at it from the side, you could see all the like ripples in it. So just for shits and giggles, they took a little tack hammer, started pounding. It worked.
Yeah. It can beat them down.
It worked.
I don't do it. I don't really need to because I get it so tight because I just, with a vice clamp, the C-bars and everything.
Well, like I said, if you do the Hishigami papers, because the paper will push it up, that's what you're supposed to do is tap where the Hishigami papers are, and it seats it down more. And once everything seats down really tight, that's what's going to keep everything from moving back and forth.
I was going to say that's when I've seen them use the mallet the most, is when they're putting paper in there and they'll tap on that spot.
Otherwise, it's gonna leave it too high.
Yeah,
you want to push that paper down.
Yeah. Where's my comments here? What's up, Darren? I missed you here, everybody. What's going on? Our guest is Glenn Half-Breed Samurai. He's got a video. He's got his own channel now, but he's a long-time viewer, so he's been in
only one video.
One video, but
okay.
That's where you got to start. You could start with 5, but why? One and work my way up.
Exactly.
Yeah,
that's how we all got started.
I started with 1. Yeah. I did start with like 5, but I downloaded 1 and then waited and downloaded the others because I wanted to see how well I was going to do. I know Joe knew. I told him that I was going to start a channel, so he was anticipating it. I think I want to say Eric 117 was probably the first people that commented on my videos, and then I think Carl was there too. Probably them 4, probably the first people to watch my stuff. So thanks, guys. And look,
when I started my channel, I didn't think anybody was going to watch my stuff.
I wasn't sure. I was hoping so, but I didn't know. I was kind of conversing with Joe a little bit because I was going to do my review. The first review I was going to do was on a Jakku, and that was like his first video too. So I watched his video like a million times. It's like, I want to be like Joe. And I'm trying.
Well, it's because of Joe and you, Bert, I started my channel.
Right on. Joe was a big boost for me. Him and Matthew Jensen. I watch a lot of his videos, but Joe was like, okay. I don't want to say if Joe can do it, I can do it because Joe's a professional cameraman and all that shit. But I was like, I was was like, all right, if this guy can, I'll try it. If he's doing it, he's trying it. He's doing all right. So
I love that dojo that he does some of his videos in. I wish I had a dojo like that, man.
Pretty sure that's a green screen, but are you talking about Matthew Jensen at his?
No, JS Bladecraft, that dojo he's got.
That's a green screen.
Yeah, he uses a green screen. He's in New York. He ain't another dojo.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah, he's cheating.
Looks good though, don't it?
Yeah, looks cool.
That's because
I was always thinking, God, I wish I had a dojo like that.
Yeah, I mean, Joe's a professional cameraman. He could look. I'm sure he could look the screen behind him. He could make it look like anything he wanted to. I'm sure, without a problem. We'd be like, "Whoa, Joe's on Mars with a katana."
You hear that, Joe? I'm giving you ideas here, man.
That might have been a challenge. I don't know. Can you do a Mars green screen with a katana, Joe? Chopping on Mars video.
I've actually thought about getting a green screen.
That thought has crossed my mind a few times, but
it's actually not very hard to do.
If I did, I'd probably just get a green screen with a bunch of swords behind me. So what would be the difference?
And my wife and I had a hard enough time just downloading a video, let alone any fancy stuff.
You'll learn as you go.
Yeah.
I started off with my phone.
Yep. Same
and
here.
then moved up to a camera, and now I use Power Director to edit all my stuff and do like little effects and stuff like that.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, that's how we all started out. A lot of us, except for Joe. Joe's the exception. Is with our phones. Addicted to Blades too. That's all I think he ever uses is his phone.
Yeah. They don't use a laptop or anything. I'm pretty sure he uses a cell phone. I did so I got my laptop recently this Christmas. So I didn't even learn how to edit till like a year and a half in. So
well, my biggest trouble was the lighting, getting the right shots, because what I am looking at, the camera isn't looking at the same thing. And then I also wanted to include a bunch of still shots in that video and we couldn't figure out how to get the still. I guess the still shots, the pictures were too big or something like that. So we couldn't fit them in there, and that was a bummer because that had some good close-ups of those gouges and those grinder wheel marks and a lot of those scratches that the still shots were. I was really hoping to get on there, but I didn't.
Well, I mean, it's tricky, man. Joe knows more about this stuff than probably any of us. So, I mean, I don't know about hertzes and megapixels and all that crap. I couldn't tell you what 1080 is. I don't know. I'm on the right setting, but I try to make it work. I just scroll through them so I find the one that works the best. So
it was a learning experience, that's for sure.
You'll have fun with it, and that's the thing. Have fun with it.
Yeah.
How many views do you have on the video now?
Last I checked, it was like 171.
Nice.
Wow, that's not bad at all.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, you do a negative video, they do really well.
Yeah. And I only got one negative comments, and that was all from Dragon Sword.
We don't even count that one. We don't even count that one. They knew that. They knew it was bad.
You're the culprit.
I was kind of hoping for that, actually. I was hoping for it, actually. So I got all excited when I saw that they commented back. I'm like, yes.
Gotcha.
Now I can roast you.
Oh, that's funny, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, that's not bad for the first video you come out, man.
Thank you.
I think I still, my first video's only got like 70 views. So,
yeah. And like I said earlier, if it wasn't for them ticking me off so bad, I probably never would have made video. Well, in the past, I wanted to do one of that Musashi because I was so impressed on their fittings and their Suka work that I wanted to compare it to like the Hanban, or not the Hanban, but the Dojo Pro that I got. That Dojo Pro after tax was over $300. This is $120 sword, and man, it blows that Sukamaki away on that Dojo Pro. It's like, come on, you guys. But their blade, I do got to say, that is a beefy blade.
The Dojo Pro?
Yeah. That's basically what they're selling you when you buy a Dojo Pro is the blade.
Right.
Everything else is just.
Well, it's a good 1060 blade. I mean, it's a real tough blade. It's renowned for its durability for sure, and they got a name for it, and it definitely holds up to its name. From what I've heard.
Really?
I don't want one, but
well, see, now you can start doing your other swords.
What's that?
Yeah, that's what I was wanting to do, like a comparison reviews.
Yeah,
you know.
There you go. I mean, keep doing it. Keep doing it, because the more you do it, the more you'll learn. You won't learn if you don't try to do it. So.
Well, that's how I learned about Deworth through videos. You know, I do research, try to find out what's worth spending, because I don't have the kind of money to where I could just go out and buy a new sword. You know.
Right.
If I'm going to spend my money, I want to know that I'm going to get some value out of it. You know, that's why I try to do research the best I can. But I just, that dragon sword, I just feel like such a sucker on that one.
It's not your fault. You didn't know.
No. Yeah.
Should have sat back another year or two before, you know.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. See, this goes for all of us. When you're spending that type of money, you're putting your trust in them to give you a good product.
Mm-hmm.
And they failed on that. And I don't care what company you go with. And I know, Joe, Huawei, I know. But dude, you could have gotten a crappy sword from them too. It can happen.
Right.
So, and it's because, I mean, you have to put your trust into them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, it's like,
you got to research the companies, man. Got to learn who you're buying from.
Definitely. That's why I wish there was a place like RVA, like in every city, you know, where you could go in, handle and see what you're actually spending your money on. You know?
Yeah, it'd be nice. I mean,
absolutely.
I'm sure John's getting his name out there more and more people are even coming to the store. I'd love to go there. So, but yeah, I agree. If he wants to put one in my state, I'll run it. Let's do it. Let's get one in every state.
Yeah, he needs to branch out. You know,
we'll hook up with Walmart or McDonald's or somebody and just go nationwide. Let's do it, John. There's your challenge, buddy. Let's go nationwide with RVA tonight. Let's do it.
Right.
I did. Murasami did. Because that Wakizashi I was showing that. And the Ito wrap was really bad, really horrible, especially for Murasami. I've never had a problem with any of the others. This one was bad. And he said he contracted it out to some guy, and he said he talked to him about it. I told him, I said, it's no big deal because I've gotten nice swords from you, and you're making me some now, and I want you to do good on those, so I'll just rewrap it. He did send me another Suba to replace the one that was chipped. But I told him I'd rewrap it, and shit, and I just totally lost my train of thought where I was going with this. Oh, well, never mind. I forgot. What the hell were we talking about? I was going to say something important, but...
The Tsukamaki on the...
I forgot where I was going with that, though.
You were going to rewrap it. You told him. He sent you a new Suba.
I forgot where I was going with it. You guys talk amongst yourself. What the hell was I going with that? Oh, well. That's what I guess.
Probably because you can make it tighter than what he sent you?
Well, no, that wasn't the fact that... oh, shit. I just had it and I lost it again. We're talking about Murasami. I forgot what we were talking about before that. I brought it up. Oh, well. I know it's something good, but I forgot. Oh, now I remember. Okay. Yeah, I was telling him about that, and I told him I would just rewrap it. And I've sent him pictures of stuff I've done myself before. And he told me, he said if he had any problems, he was going to have somebody. Because I know that, what's his name? Michael Rizzo. He's in good with Schwan at Murasami, too. And Schwan will send him, if he gets rejects, he don't take them back because they don't come back to China. So he sends them to Rizzo, and Rizzo will review them. And I got the same deal going with him. I just haven't gotten it yet. But he told me because I told him if this guy doesn't work out, and you get a bunch of swords out there that are crappy wraps, send them to me and I'll fix it. He said, I'll hire you. So
cool.
Yeah, there you go.
I may be working for Murasami We'll work for swords. I'm gonna be on the highway holding a cardboard sign. We'll work for swords. We'll stick a monkey for food. But anyway, so that was pretty cool. So that lifted my spirits on that. So it was all worth it.
Cool. It is an expensive hobby.
Yeah,
buying swords.
It can be. Yeah.
Just about every hobby is expensive.
That's true.
I know a guy when we had gun shows here in California. Swear to God, he would go there and buy like 3 or 4 guns, every single time. I guarantee this guy has so many guns that he probably hasn't even shot all of them. And it's like, wow, dude. I mean, it's probably got the ammo laying around. It's probably old. Dude.
Yeah,
like swords, you know.
Roy says there was
every one of them.
There was a katana shop here for years, and it shut down 5 years ago when more people were interested in bongs and crap. So now it's a head shop.
It's a head shop.
It'll probably be a distributor here pretty soon too. After that, so most head shops are turning into distributors or what's the word? Not distilleries. That's moonshine. Dispensaries. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah,
I knew I'd get it eventually. No, I didn't graduate high school. I got my GED, guys. So it's cool. It's all good. Missing a bunch of comments here. Joe said, my sword friend Bob wanted me to get a Holloway so badly that he sent me more than half the money for it as a gift. Dynamite guy. Well, yeah. I be friends? I want to be friends. I think we all want to be friends with this guy too, Joe. So
we want to be friends with Rob.
Send me my number, send me my email, and we'll get this happening. We'll all get Hallways.
Hey, Joe, is Rob's last name Zombie by any chance?
Oh, Joe, I think you forgot to take all the caps off. I don't know. No, I think he meant to do that, CT. Let's see. Alex, ammo is almost as expensive as the guns now. Yeah, it's harder to get from what I hear, unless that changed.
Yeah, still hard to get. In Illinois, anyway.
There's no answers. Joe says, in New York, we talk in all caps there, because we's in New York there.
When you say that, too, you got to say the New York accent.
We talks in all caps over here. That was probably more Rhode Island, I think. Rhode Island, it's in the cars, not too far from the barn.
Forget about it.
Oh, look, my mom's on here. Say hello to my mom, everybody. Where's mom's here? You're up late, Mom. What are you doing? Go to bed.
Where's Mom? How are you doing?
Yeah, see, Alex.
Tell your mom what she's doing up still. She's checking on her boy.
Checking on me, make sure my show's
not getting in trouble.
She's my troll.
What type of riffraff you're running with nowadays?
She's the troll patrol. So make sure they know trolls on here. She'll lead them real quick.
Oh, don't get me on those guys, man.
Oh, I know. Yeah.
They had some trolls on Outlaw Samurai's live feed.
I think he did have some. Yeah.
2 or 3 nights ago.
Yeah, I was
it started getting pretty disgusting, and I'm like, "You guys don't clean this up, I'm out of here." And they're like, "Well, then leave." Oh,
I didn't know about that. I seen that. I don't know. I was on a live or something with him a couple weeks ago. There was some people on it. They almost it sounded like they knew him or something, but they weren't giving their names. I'm like, okay, no, not cool. Sorry, CT.
I was wondering if they were like friends of his that he knew.
Yeah, I don't know if they were just playing with him. I didn't like it. I left. I was like, I don't deal with that. I see any glimpse of a troll and I delete them I block them from my channel.
Yeah, I'm too new at this to really know.
That's the safest way to go. I found is just block it. You even question it, just block it because they can ruin you.
Yeah,
and then what helps too if you make moderators.
Yeah.
So if you are in a live and you can't catch it, hopefully the moderators do.
Right.
They just knock them out of there.
The more moderators, the better too. So
yeah.
I thought I had almost everybody here on. I had a wrench, maybe. Well, that's on YouTube. I ain't made them. Do I even have any moderators tonight?
I think Joe is, Gerbs is.
Okay, I just can't tell on my end. All right, so I thought I made about everybody.
I know one moderator that can't do anything for you right now, and that's me. Because I'm on the live with you.
I got my mom in here. She got my back. She's always got my back, so I'm cool.
That's why I gotta make you a moderator for mine.
Right on. Yeah,
Obviously my wife is. She's a moderator.
You know how to do it, all right.
Now, man.
Yeah, it's the safest way to go, man. The more mods, the better. So
yeah. Because I mean, that one moderator, he may not be available or whatever. So the more you have, if someone comes up like a troll, they can just boot him out.
Well, that too. The more the trolls see, I mean, they look on your channel, they see everybody's a moderator. They won't stick around.
No,
because they can't do
They're
nothing.
like out of there.
Right. So.
But yeah, as far as trolls, I hate them. I get them. I get them all the time. And if I don't like their comment, goodbye.
Yeah, I'll delete it and block it.
And if you come back a second time, I just block you from my channel altogether.
Right.
I'll delete your comment. You come back, you're getting blocked.
Yeah. I mean, I tried to comment back, but I tried that a couple times. I'm like, no, it's better just not to say anything and just block it.
Right.
Delete it and block it. That's the nice way to do it. Well, right on, man. So I guess we're about out of shit to talk about. So, I guess unless you got anything to add, Glenn, I think you're pretty much.
I can think
I did want to ask. Now, have you had any kind of training at all? Or you just taught yourself like?
No training at all. I started out on pool noodles, and I'm still working on pool noodles. I can't get out much because I don't know if I don't like to draw attention to myself, and I live on a corner of two busy streets,
right?
And I really have no cover in my backyard, so I wait till at night, to cut. When it's darker out, less. I don't stick out like a sore thumb that way, or else I'll go out to a park or a forest preserve. So I don't really get enough, and I have nowhere in my house that I can. There's no high ceilings or nothing. Well, I do have a area in my house where I could do some swinging, but I don't want to go all out, take a chunk out of my ceiling or something.
We've all done that. We've all stabbed.
I think I stabbed the ceiling once, stabbed my wall a couple times, stabbed the couch a bunch of times. Yeah.
I still need a lot more practice. And now that I have swords that I can take apart, because at first I couldn't take any of my swords apart, so I didn't want to go cutting water bottles, thinking that water would get down in there and go rust in my ska. But now I have swords, so now I'm going to start getting into water bottle cutting and pool noodles. Man, the prices of those things went up. Yeah. Holy cow!
Really?
Like for the big thick ones, they want like $6 to $8 for those.
Eesh.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And like $2.99 for the skinnier ones, and
that's why water bottles.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
And it's hard to find them, but if you have like a grocery outlet in your area, and if they're really popular in your area, beach mats.
Okay.
Like at my grocery outlet, I can buy them for $3 a pop, so I buy the whole box.
Oh wow!
And I just soak them.
Okay.
You see Joe's comment, Alex?
No, if I do use my swords inside, it's my Iaito. They're dull swords, and I have to move very slow because my cat will actually bite the fucking blade.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, he's fearless.
Nice and shiny. They'd probably like it. There's some cats wouldn't, but yeah, cats and dogs.
My cat is a tortie, so she has tortitude.
That's a clinical thing. I'm a veterinarian assistant. That is actually a true thing.
Yes, it's real. Well, I've been talking to Joe about cats and whatnot.
Right. Yeah, animals and swords kind of a weird mixture. It's a little unsafe. You gotta keep your eye on them because you don't know what they're gonna do. So
yeah, but my cat, she's a sweetheart.
Right on. Well, all right. You got any questions, Alex? You want to know a little bit more about old half-breed samurai here? Now, I'm getting used to saying the name now. I don't feel so bad. I'm feeling less racist.
I mean, heck, we're going to have you back on again, Glenn.
Cool.
Now, is your channel going to be called Half-Breed Samurai or what?
Yeah, I'm cool with it. Half Japanese, so I take no offense to it.
Well, when you start you're going to start a channel, right?
just like maybe just some like review videos, stuff like that.
So what are you going to call your channel?
Probably Half Breed.
Is it? I'll keep an eye out so I can sub to it.
Cool.
Well, I'm sub to you already under Melissa Stanton is what it is. So if you're sub to that, he just changed it. It'll go right to that. So if you're sub to that, it'll go right to it.
That's true.
Well, so everybody sub to Half Breed Samurai. Let's get him going here, man.
Yeah.
Like I was telling Bird earlier today, I was thinking of using a Pool Noodle Ninja because I do all my pool noodle cutting at night.
Right.
But Eric Hussein, he's the Pool Noodle Ninja. So
yeah, I wouldn't have to step in his field too much. I mean, I want to get into cutting pool noodles, but I don't want to take anything or even try to take anything away from him.
He's the Pool Noodle Ninja.
Yep. If you want the master for European cutting, that'd be Tempest.
Yeah.
Tempest is more the wider. Yeah, he uses them big old. I want to say I've seen him more. I don't know if it's recently because I know when he first started, it seemed like he was doing the katana a lot more.
He was, and now he's doing European because he wants to learn all styles, which is cool.
Just making sure
and he's using Gladius.
Just making sure I'm on the right planet. That's all.
Oh yeah, you are.
I've never seen any of his videos. I'll have to check them out.
Oh yeah.
Tempest Blade 1991.
I mean, he's like one of the rarest people that can do a double bottle cut with a damn 9-foot long William Wallace sword. You know, it's like, whoa, dude, how'd you do that? He's pretty good, man. He's real good.
And he does historical like movements with European swords and kind of shows you the moves, how they're done.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He knows what he's doing for sure.
Nice.
Yeah, you have to check him out. I'm surprised you're not subbed him already.
You're there. There you go. Tempest. We're gonna have to get on here too. We're gonna have to get Tempest on here.
Tempest. You didn't answer my message. Answer me on Instagram.
Answer Bird, man. We gotta get you on here.
And I know he'll talk on video because he does have a few videos where he talks on them. Most of it is just cutting, but
yeah,
he got him. So I know he can talk into the camera. I know you can do it, buddy. Let's do it. Right on. Am I missing? Okay. Eric says I'm the Shadow Samurai. Pool Noodle Ninjas is up for grabs. There you go. You can use it.
I should have took it then. But then I got to thinking, well, what else could I use? I said, well, I am a half breed. And I was trying to think of that guy's name that was in that 47 Ronin movie or that one with Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
I was trying to think of his character name, and because he was a half breed.
I don't remember his name. What they called him something kind of derogatory, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I've never seen it, so.
Yeah, I don't think they were real nice to him about it. They called him.
Google it.
I like Half Breed Samurai. That works. I think it's
yeah, it does.
Comical. It's comical. Definitely works. Good. Works for me. I like it.
Cool.
What do we got here? Am I missing? Tempest says you still can. I can still what? We can still what? I don't know what he's talking about. Unless he's answering somebody else. Garen says, does anyone use Middle Eastern blades? I know Eric's got a few like Turkish swords and crap like that. I don't know, crap and stuff like that.
Those are hard to come by.
Yeah, I don't think I know he's got some stuff like that. He's got all kinds of stuff. So does Tempest, I think. Me, I'm just a katana guy. So we got Eric. I think Eric answered. Pretty much anything I can do with the katana, I can do with my longsword triples and all. Well, there you go. I just whack myself with the quillions here and there. Right on. So apparently Eric can pull the same stuff off the Tempest even more, some triples and whatnot. He just doesn't do it very often. So there you go. We should have known better, Eric. We apologize. I don't think I've ever seen no video. Nah, I have seen videos that you use longsword. It was a long time ago. I haven't seen it recently, but
Eric's even got a sword from it's a Filipino style.
That's what I'm thinking of. Yeah,
that thing's wicked.
I thought he had more stuff like Turkish, Hungarian swords and Germans. I thought he had a plethora of stuff. Maybe I'm mistaken. Glenn versus Tempest. No, Outlaw, we're not going to fight. Nobody's sword fighting.
No.
Eric is a sword god. Well, I would pretty much, yeah, I would have to agree. That's if we're going to worship somebody, we couldn't worship anybody any better.
Eric probably cuts in his sleep.
What's that?
Eric probably cuts pool noodles in his sleep.
I wouldn't doubt it, or at least he used to. What's that scene of Uma Thurman in the Kill Bill where she's sleeping, she turns around and punches the wall? I can see Eric in his sleep with a sword go. Ah! I bet he did. The first couple of years, I bet he did. He probably lived with a sword in his hands for a while, I'm sure. What's Garen saying? Garen, anybody taking a variation of Zatoichi as a channel name? Well, we do have a blind samurai, Daniel Lopez. Yeah. He's actually blind, and he's actually a good damn cutter. I don't want to say it's for being blind, but he is. I mean, the guy can't see, and he can do bottle cuts like awesome, man. I don't know how he does it. I tried doing it, closed my eyes. Nope. And he wasn't born blind. I don't think it happened. I think it happened when he was really young, though. So he's been blind for a long time. And he's funny about it, too. If you guys ain't subscribed to him, man, check Daniel out, man. He's funny.
He's completely blind?
Oh, yeah. Well, I can see, like if he went outside, it would be really bright for him, but he can't see.
Because some of the videos I've seen of his, it seems like he can
he might
navigate well, but
if he was outside, he could probably see shadows and stuff, but it's not.
It's probably really foggy.
Yeah, the guy shouldn't have a sword in his hand, but he knows what he's doing. But anybody else, I wouldn't recommend him playing with a sword. But he does it. He does a good job. So give props to Blind Samurai. He's awesome. So we do have one of those already. So,
that's what the love for the field of steel can do for somebody.
He didn't let he didn't let it impede his passion for sword play. So. CT says, but I want to see the fight, please. Face purple crying. No sword fighting. Kingfisher, I had a sword fight with Namazu, and everybody died except for Gargoyle, who dodged. With Namazu, who's that? Namazu? I'm lost. Eric said, I literally sleep surrounded by sword. Me too. My swords are in my bedroom, so.
So are mine.
Yeah. I sleep on the couch underneath them sometimes. I'm afraid there's going to be an earthquake or thunderstorm and they'll fall on me.
I literally have a sword rack right in arm's reach of my bedside.
Yeah. My couch is right. My bed's over there, so. My room's kind of, it's down in the basement, so we got half of it's a bedroom, half of it's like a finished basement. So we got a living room basement.
Nice.
Living room, bedroom, basement. All the same room. With swords. This is Garrett. I remember a pro wrestler whose gimmick was he was legally blind. I do not remember that, but I do know Daniel Samurai, Blind Samurai, or Daniel Lopez. Sorry. He's good, man. Real damn good. He's good for a guy with sight. Right on. Well, all right, fellas. I think we've been on here for the limit before we start wearing people out. I know everybody else wants us down here forever, but I'm tired, and I'm sure you guys are beat. So thanks, Glenn. Half-Breed Samurai. Everybody go sub to him.
Thank you very much.
So it did take on your. So if they went to Half-Breed Samurai, it would come up now. You changed it.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. So there you go.
Yep.
Sub to Half-Breed Samurai, and I'm sure he'll put out more videos because we're in the making.
Hopefully, as soon as the weather gets warmer, I'll get back out and make some more videos.
Right on. Cutting videos, repair videos. What do you got? Anything about a sword? Just pull out a sword. Just cutting.
Yeah, that's what I'm waiting for is weather.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
you're supposed to have rain for weeks straight.
Once my shoulder's good, I'm good again. So.
What state are you in, Alex?
I'm in California.
California. That's what I thought.
I'm in the foothills.
Yeah, some of your videos, you can see the palm trees in the back.
Well, I'm not down south. I'm in the foothills near the Sierra Nevada foothills.
Okay.
If you Google it, Big Trees National Forest in California, I'm like an hour away from that.
Okay. Have you been getting a lot of snow?
You just did, didn't you?
There's a ton up the hill.
Yeah.
Last week and stuff.
because my wife Missy and I have been watching these Eagle Cam video or live feed in Big Bear, California, or Bear Mountain, California.
Yep.
They got a lot of snow.
SoCal got snow.
Okay.
You were telling me it like snowed last week or some shit, weren't you?
Yeah, it snowed in SoCal, is basically where LA.
Okay, wow.
And that's like a desert. It snowed there.
Yeah, right.
They had to close the Grapevine because they couldn't keep up.
Okay.
Yeah, it's been crazy. Yeah. It's been crazy here for almost like a month. We almost had a cold storm where it would just be like snowing.
Wow.
It's been unbelievable here. Well, yeah, they've actually declared now state of California a natural disaster because of all the snow. And now we have tropical storm coming in, which is going to melt it all and create a lot of flash floods and mudslides.
Yeah.
It's crazy. But where I live, I used to live up the hill. We're at 1,000 feet. So we don't, it almost snowed here though. It literally, we could see out our back sliding glass door right where the line stopped.
Well, that's
before it actually hit our town that we live in.
Alex is saying he's in LA County. He said it snowed there. So that's right next to you.
Because I'm maybe 2 hours away from Yosemite.
Okay.
Right on. Stan's on there. He says, "Have I missed anything?" Well, you missed about the whole show, Stan. 2 hours late, buddy. But thanks for coming by nonetheless. So.
And subscribe to Glenn.
Half Breed Samurai.
Thanks, fellas.
Not a problem, man. All right, man. So we will. I guess we'll call it a night here. Everybody's having fun. I'm about funned out, I think. But it was a good show. Thanks for coming on, Half Breed.
Yeah, thanks you.
Thanks again for having me.
No problem. Thanks, Alex, as always, for coming and being my co-host. Appreciate it.
Oh, you're welcome.
And I guess we will end this broadcast, people. Thanks for coming on Samurai Night Live, everybody. And I will see you next week. I do believe I'm going to try to have Dragon K on next week, I do believe. I think we're working that out. So I don't know if he's going to have his camera on or not. It may be just his voice. And we're going to have to do it a little bit earlier because he's in a different time zone. So Samurai Night Live will probably be on a couple hours earlier than it usually is. So instead of 9 o'clock, probably 7, just to give you guys a heads up. And I will put posts as I know what's more about what's going on. So there you guys go. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Half Breed. Thanks, Alex.
Yep.
And we'll see you all next week. All right.
Thank you.
Later.
Well, you guys want to stick around? Oh, he went off.
Okay.
Well, now.